What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to SpawnCast episode 103. It's a pretty busy week this past week. A lot of stuff happened, actually, which was a bit surprising. So we're going to go over all of it here, and we're also going to talk about some of the games we've been playing as well. Let me go over the panel here. We have Sean. Sean's back, RG85, from his... You're like a St. Patrick's Day party or something, weren't you?
Yeah, it was a very interesting party. There was almost a fight. It was very funny, but yeah, it was good.
That was good. Okay. That's good. And we got OJ, Player Essence. What's going on, man? How's it going?
I'm here, and I'm ready for Joker. Is he coming out today or tomorrow?
Yeah.
When's he coming?
Yeah, he's supposed to be out before the end of April, right? In April?
He's coming out tomorrow? Did you say tomorrow?
Tomorrow?
Okay, great. Can't wait.
We got Nate, who actually, before he went on, had 2 pictures. Now he has 1. So I guess he figured that out. What's going on, Nate?
Yeah, I don't know what happened to my double.
Yeah, that was
I'm not sure what happened there. I was going to leave that up.
That was interesting. And then we have Jordan Fringe.
How's it going?
Silver now, it looks like.
Yep. Quarter life crisis, everyone.
Okay.
Who's going through the Pokemon colors?
No,
Yeah,
it's the Ultra
exactly.
Instinct.
The
Ultra Instinct Jordan.
I was called
That's-
Ultra Instinct Jordan on the PE podcast. So there you go.
Then Evan is here with us tonight as well. Evan, new shirt, right? That you created. Am I thinking right?
It's gonna go out tonight with the special edition shirt. Should be done in the shop at about 1 a.m. Eastern, and then it'll be replaced by the regular edition.
Yo, where's mine already?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out Teespring and how it works because everyone that paid for the advanced shipping, I guess they just got it after a few days. I'm thinking once it's done at the end of tonight, they're just gonna start printing them all. Is my best guess for it because there seems to be a lot of people who are like, I'm getting it in April. I'm like, whoa, that's crazy.
Right?
April.
Yeah.
Weird. Wonder why that is. Okay. Let's check with Teespring. Some people just got it already.
Yep.
So I don't know why that is. Okay. And I think Max might be sick tonight. He was kind of telling us that, I think, last night, if I'm not mistaken.
Didn't he die, he said?
I think, yeah, he thought he was having trouble. He was having some trouble. So he might have been playing.
I mean, he had a good run.
Yeah, he might have been playing.
Lasted longer than a Dreamcast.
It might have had too much Sekiro. That might have put him down. That game's taken some time off of my life. I can tell.
It's
how
been
aggravating
crazy.
it is. So why don't we start with some games here? What's everyone been up to? What's everyone been playing? Let's just start with that. You just throw it out there, right? Because I know what I've been playing, what Evan's been playing, and Sean actually played it too.
I mean, other than Sekiro, I've been trying to tinker around at the end game of Division 2, just figuring out what to do in it until they actually release the real stuff at the end. So.
Are you basically done Division 2 then?
Other than hunting specific pieces of gear to wear, yeah.
Oh wow, geez, how many hours that take?
40?
That's it, really? I feel
45?
like an online looter shooters take longer than that.
It always depends on how they have it designed, but it's just the problem is it's a solid wall at the end. Like so far, it's just that's it. You gotta wait.
No PvP though in there, right?
There is. It's semi-balanced, but not really. The current meta is rifles and marksman rifles because you just one-shot people. So who cares? Like who cares what gear you have? You're no less durable if you take a marksman rifle. You're the same durability as everyone else. You just one-shot people. So it's a little different.
Okay. But we'll hold off for the Sekiro for a minute until everyone gives everything. Did play Cuphead, played that on the Switch. I like it. It still plays the same as the PC version. Well, not exactly the same as PC version, but plays pretty much the same in terms of feel and everything, 60 frames. I did a video on it. I was worried about how I would do when I'm trying to commentate over it, but then I perfected both levels. So there you go. Sean played it as well. You played Cuphead a little bit though. You played some of it at least, right?
Yeah, I played it for a few hours on the Xbox One.
Okay.
So I knew what was going on with it. Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised at just how. First, I was pleasantly surprised at how early we got copies of the game.
The game's. I think the game's ready to go. I think there's more of a timing and like a scheduling thing right now.
Yeah, but yeah, I put up a video last night as well. And yeah, I was also very worried about playing like a scrub while talking, but. It ended up going well. I played that. I played Turok, of course. Turok kicks ass. Unravel 2. Beat that. I need to make a video on that. I'll probably film that after the show.
I played that on the Xbox and I liked it, but it was weird playing by myself. Like I kept seeing that as something that would have been better playing it with multiplayer.
I think so. I mean, I like it. There's, it's a good game. There's a few little things that are kind of weird, but there is something interesting with they did a performance mode and a gameplay mode. So basically, like, the graphics are a little bit. It's only in docked mode, but the graphics are a little bit better. But you have a slower frame rate, so we're going to show that in the video too. And then a lot of 32x stuff, of course, because I'm doing a book on that for some ungodly reason. And,
hey, that's gonna be a cool book, man.
It's coming along really.
I like the idea
really
of that.
good.
I like the idea of that.
I got some cool people lined up for guest spots in it and stuff. It's, I'm not expecting, it's not going to be something like fucking Pat's book or a Brett Weiss or Jeffrey Wittenhagen book where it's like 9 billion pages long, because, the 32X library isn't all that big, but it's going to have reviews of every game, including CD games. It's going to have unreleased games in there, information on the system, why I think it went wrong. And then it has a memory section where I have like various Sega people, YouTubers. I got a creator of one of the best 32X games who's doing a write-up in that as well. And then there's going to be like a section with just like advertising promo stuff from magazines, like different magazine articles and stuff like that, because I thought that would be really cool. So yeah, it's coming along. It's coming along pretty good.
Cool. I do see super chats, Joe, Jeremy, and Sierra. I'll actually read those at 9:30, so about 20 minutes from now. But thank you. And yeah, so Cuphead's doing well. I think it's going to do well on the Switch. It plays well. I had no issues with it in handheld mode either. Ran fine. So I'm pretty happy with how it came out there. Still has achievements built into the game too.
Yeah.
So if you're an achievement person, they're built in, and you can do that. Yeah, Turok is good too, though. You're right. Turok was fun. But anything else, guys? What we've been playing? Anything else other than
a little bit more Devil May Cry?
Okay, yeah. So how much further did you get in Devil May Cry?
I was able to get a few more missions in. I finally did get to play as V, and I really like how V plays.
Okay, cool. Because I hate how V plays.
I think V is so unique and hilarious at the same time. It's just so much fun to upgrade his stuff and play as him.
Wait, how you just got V?
I'm on the mission past that. Like, I just did his and I'm on the mission right after.
How into Devil May Cry's like story are you?
I'm into it.
Ooh.
I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm the biggest fan in the world and know every little bit of lore of it, but I have enjoyed what I played so far.
You're gonna like V then. V is probably the best character in terms of the story.
I like him. He's interesting.
There's a good stuff. I just didn't like how he played. I thought he was too slow.
I can see why people don't like him. I can totally get that, but there's something about like just he's overkill. I feel like he's such the overkill character, like especially when you face the first boss for his mission. That's the fastest I've ever beaten a boss out of the ones I've played so far. I beat that boss in 2 minutes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I can appreciate how unique he is, but I prefer Dante out of the three.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I mean, he was interesting. The story like hinges on him. He is like the most important part to the entire story. So it's pretty interesting what happens throughout it. So you'll like it just for the story anyway. So if you just got him, you're still like in the first quarter of the game then. So
nice.
Yeah, you'll have fun with it. What mission are you on right now? You know number?
I don't exactly remember.
Because I think there's like 20. I think.
Yeah.
All I know is it's the one after the first time you play as V.
Okay, so you got a ways to go.
I do have a ways to go.
You'll like it.
Time to play.
You'll like it. You'll like it. Yeah. You'll enjoy it though. What about Nate? You're always picking up these interesting weird games. Hit me with a weird one.
I have played Dead or Alive Extreme 3 Scarlet on the Switch.
Oh, good.
It's just basically the boobs and ass simulator. They bounce and you hit a ball and you butt battle and stare at women on a bed.
So this is I'm curious how visual the graphics in the game, because that is one that okay, are they? I was curious about that. Yeah, because that's not one that has these big sprawling worlds or anything. I'm curious how it translates over to the Switch.
It actually looks pretty good in handheld mode. I have a video up of handheld footage.
Oh, okay, cool, man. I'll check that out.
I mean, it's I kind of show a few of the modes. As soon as you start the volleyball game, it's pretty much just ass in your face.
Did YouTube demonetize that thing quick?
Yeah, then I manually reviewed it, and they said it was family friendly.
That's awesome.
So I was like, yeah, that's right. You put those ads back up.
Oh, that's great.
You know, there was some guy that was like, I like it. It's all good. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. That's funny. That's funny. Where'd you did you get? Is that digitally, or did you get that on?
I went on a digital. I went on the Japanese eShop and just downloaded it.
Oh, okay. That's what I was trying to figure out.
Yeah, it has English subtitles and everything.
Oh wow! So there's a full. There you go, guys. If you want to pick that up, it has full English option apparently.
Yeah,
So
because
there you
it's not coming out here. So
go. Yeah. So there you go.
And it's uncensored. Remember, the PlayStation 4 version is censored.
Yeah, they took out the sunscreen, right? If I remember right, that's what they took out. Because remember, I reported on it, and I was like, they took out the sunscreen for some reason. I don't know.
Physics.
Do you have to turn the H to 99 like back in the day?
Maybe.
That's what you did on, like, what was that on the Dreamcast, where it was ridiculous? You turned it to like the age was like 1 to 99. You put it at 99.
Yeah, you got like boob jiggles, and you'd get like
Yeah, it was. I don't know if they have. I assume they don't have that option in the newer one. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, boobs are just jiggling out of control, and she just like stands up. So
that was the funniest game to like sell to people back in the day at GameStop, because they were so like they would just slowly like sidle up to the counter with it and just kind of.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's like
look around.
It's like the first time like a guy buys like a pack of condoms, like you feel awkward, and you're like, I want to buy this perverted volleyball game.
Yeah,
like it'll be $60, and you're like, you're looking at the guy buying it, like, yeah, I know.
None of these people in the chat know what it is to buy a pack of condoms, dude. Stop it. No, I'm joking.
I mean, come on. What other reference can I make?
I'm joking.
But that's how it would be like playing at GameStop. If you were at a GameStop and you had to sell that, or even the Guy game before it was pulled from shelves, it was like that. People would just kind of walk up, or they'd get like that and like 4 really cheap games and stack them all on top of it and just kind of put it on the counter.
Yeah. Well, what would be more shameful, buying Sonic 2006 or buying Dead or Alive Volleyball?
Ooh, you know what? I guess I'd have to probably Sonic, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, that's the one you got to get like 10 cheap games and just kind of sandwich it in the middle and be like, oh, how'd that get in there? I guess, throw it in the bag, I guess. It's already up there.
I remember buying DOA Beach Volleyball. I didn't have any. I was like, here you go.
Yeah, I guess you either, the best part is probably just to lean into it. And yeah. I remember when that first came out, that was a really big deal on the original Xbox. I remember people, it was so funny. But what about OJ? You play anything good this week?
I've been watching a ton of Sekiro.
Yep.
I've been playing Smash like I normally play because I'm trying to get like I started participating in locals here. Keep on losing to the same 15-year-old kid. But I get third place every time here in my locals. I can't beat him in losers. Anyway, losers finals. But I've been watching a ton of Sekiro. And I know Jordan was talking about a part before with the whole monkey. The Maximilian dude, he had that part, and it was so funny because you think you're done. And then the monkey picks up his head.
What was that? It's like, oh, you just defeated this boss, and then you wait like 20 seconds, and it's like, no, I'm still good.
And they act like he's defeated too. Like the text comes up and everything. That was a great part. Sekiro, it's such a cool game just from watching it. Like it's not my type of game, but everything. I mean, I know you guys are going to talk about Sekiro too, but that's pretty much what I've been watching like the most on Twitch, like the new game release. And I've just been getting a lot of opinions. Some people freaking hate it. Some people absolutely love it. I mean, but just to watch the gameplay and watch the mechanics that they put in there, it's actually pretty cool. I really like in terms of it. It's been a great Twitch experience for me, at least.
I mean, there are people who obviously who rage about it and stuff and get really mad as well. That is a game that will provoke you into trying to smash your controller at times.
It will. The parry system can be very good, but then also unforgiving at times. If you miss. Dodge, it's not like you can do like Bayonetta dodges and stuff like that in which time. And I mean, it's just, it can be unforgiving. That game is brutal. But I like it. I like the graphics look great. The gameplay looks so smooth and solid. I've been watching it mainly on PC. So, I mean, I think you guys said there's maybe some frame rate issues on some.
Yeah, there's some issues on the Xbox version I'm playing.
Xbox One X too, right?
Yeah, it's on the X. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not good.
I can tell. I can recreate it too. I know exactly the spots to go to because I keep going through the same spot because I've been on the same boss for like half the day today. So I know exactly where it slows down and everything. But
yeah. Well, I've been watching it on PC, so everything's been PC version's actually pretty solid. It's I don't see any slowdowns or anything like that so far. I love the grappling hook. The grappling hook is really cool. It's like Japanese Batman or something like that. You know, like he's using the grappling hook to kind of go around and like all the different things that you can get, like the magic and like or like the fireworks and the sparks. And you can the amount of variety within the combat to kind of take down enemies, and even like the gimmick of the game, the dying, resurrecting thing is actually really cool. It's really, maybe at some point I'll play it.
Yeah, it's good, but it's aggravating at the same time. So I was actually, Sean, you played Dark Souls. I was actually surprised that you picked up. Well, you got into this game at all. I know we had a lot of copies sent out all of a sudden. Like it was this interesting, like scattershot of review copies everywhere all at once. When originally we didn't think we were gonna be getting them. They were just like, here you go. And they just threw them all out there to a bunch of people. What was your take on this game? Because I was really interested to hear about your thoughts. You didn't play Bloodborne, did you?
No, I didn't.
Okay, because this is a game a lot of people who played Bloodborne in particular were really excited for, and then they got a hold of it, and I saw a lot of people on Twitter talk about how they did not like it after playing Bloodborne. A lot of people were like, "This game might not be for me because it's I'm used to Bloodborne system." So what do you think about it so far?
I think it's pretty cool. I mean, it's a game that, you know, it's obviously very challenging. I feel like, you know, the challenges are somewhat fair that I've encountered thus far. You know, obviously things, you know, there's some boss battles that are absolutely insane, but, you know, like I like the ninja mechanics of it. I like, you know, the grappling hook. I like floating around. I like how there's stealth that you can use in the game. I feel like the stealth is actually pretty decent. I mean, you can, you know, sneak up on a lot of different characters and then just take them out from behind. There are some characters that, of course, they have like, I don't really know how to explain it, like 2 life bars, I guess you would say.
Yeah,
like
they're like 2-stage bosses, basically.
Yeah. So those are kind of annoying when you're trying to be stealthy. But, you know, I think it looks great. I had some weird sound crackles from time to time. I'm playing it on the PS4. But yeah, you know, it's a super fun game. If you like From Software stuff, I think you will like it. If you like, you know, ninjas and shit, it's pretty legit. So yeah, you know, it's challenging as shit.
It's definitely So what part are you on right now?
I just did the snake. Like I haven't played it much today.
That's like the best part of the game so far. Is that snake?
No, really? He's pretty cool.
Yeah, that snake was cool. Did you get past the snake yet, or are you still on it?
No, I'm still messing on it.
Okay, yeah. The snake was pretty cool. That was very early. That was the part I figured they would have saved for like later in the game. But that was a pretty cool part in the first couple hours to have that like pop up. I liked it. But you know who got it that I was a little surprised did pick it up is Evan. Evan picked it up. Yeah, I know, right? That's what I said.
I love the old series though. I love the old games. I didn't mind it. It's just
you like the Dark Souls, right?
But I really love Tenchu. And
Tenchu
I've been wanting something like it, and this game's hitting a lot of those points. So it's been really fun.
It is Tenchu. Like seriously, if you look at it, I mean, they talked about how it started basically as a Tenchu game. It was going to be that, and then they kind of morphed it into something different. But it feels like you're technically underpowered compared to a lot of the bosses, and it's up to you to figure out how to beat them. But I like it. They definitely want you to parry. Like there's no real blocking or trying to get around the enemies like that. It's you got to learn to parry. But there is some cool stuff to it. Like there's that. Did you get the step parry yet, Evan or Sean? Where if an enemy will try to hit you with a spear or a straight arm count.
That's like one of the first things you get. I've started working on the this third skill tree that you get, the one that lets you start having more fun with your parries.
I like that. I like that step one though. That I actually using that for the boss now, and it's really cool because they'll try to spear you, and you just step on it and look at them, and then you can swing at them. It's a really cool parry.
The problem though that people are having is when that little symbol appears above your head, it's not easy to differentiate between whether it's about to be a grab, a low, or a stab.
Yes,
and that seems to be a lot of people's biggest problems. I've even had that issue because I ran into a couple monks in the woods, and apparently one of their it looks like a lunge attack, but it's actually a grab. So they'll just hit you with it, even if you try to do the step.
Yeah, I don't know how they can do that. If they can, can that symbol be a different color? Would that be too easy though?
That's the thing. It's like do they really want to go that far to make it that easy?
Well, like the person I'm fighting now, the boss I'm fighting now, which is a little further in, I kind of told you about it, but I don't want to spoil it for anyone in the chat right now. The way I can tell against him is he goes to spear me with a sword or he sweeps with a sword. And the way I can tell it's a spear is when he actually takes his sword out, it like makes that little gleam for a second, like that light bounces off it, and I can see it, and then I know if I can step on it or if I got to jump, basically. Because if he sweeps, I have to jump. And this boss is so annoying. I am like, I'm so close. He had like half a thing of his health left.
It's always that feeling of I'm so close. The horseman and the spear. I had that, and then the drunk at near the end of the memory. I had that twice. That was ridiculous.
The horse one wasn't as bad. This is the one that I have a feeling is, like I said, going to stop people from playing this game. It is not. I see people talk about him on Twitter occasionally, and they're like, "I've been doing the same boss all day," and they're like. And someone's like at the top of the tower, and they're like, "Yep." I'm like, "Yep, that's the one I'm on." So, and I'm so close. It's basically you play against them over and over and over again until you figure out their pattern, way to dodge, and how to parry, and the best way to do it. And then you just keep going until you get like a fortunate series of events that the enemy decides to do, like attacks.
When I beat the horse and spearman, I was like, it was one of those on fire moments. I never really left his side. Like I was on top of him, just spinning around, dodging everything, and just kept slashing. I was like, wow, this is amazing.
I liked him because he would actually throw your grapple and grab onto him and pull yourself. That was really cool.
You could do that to the ogre at the beginning too.
Wait, the troll at the beginning?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
If you had the upgrade for it, when he did his down slam, the back of his thing would become vaultable, and it would cause a little bit of a dislocate.
See, the way I beat him in the beginning was I actually freed him, and then I hid from him, and then I snuck attack him and took away half his health right away, and then I just beat him the rest of the way. But I cheesed
the drunk that way too. It was
that's a boss that I figured that would have been trending on Twitter or something. The ogre at the beginning, because he was messing some people up. So, but yeah, it's fun. The snake, actually, you know what? I didn't have I think I died once against the snake, and that's because at the end, after I stabbed him, I was running, and there's that branch, and I jumped, and he hit me in the air, and I fell to my death. But other than that, I actually didn't have the hardest time against the snake, surprisingly. I don't know. Maybe it went my way.
You can kind of do the snake a couple different ways. I actually did a little bit of a speed run through him just to see if you could like skip certain parts. It was really cool.
Yeah, I think I got lucky on that one. Everything just fell into place, and I just ran past it basically. So, but yeah, when you wait till you get to the bull, Sean, I want to see what your thoughts are on that.
That thing was out there.
That bull will be interesting, Sean. I'll be curious to see what you think about it.
I'll probably quit at that point.
I'm telling you, you have to at least get to the boss I'm on now. I have to see what you guys think of this boss, because this one is something else. Like, this is something else right now. It's harder at times than like Bloodborne and Dark Souls. I will say that. This boss in particular, I definitely didn't run into anything like this that was like this hard in Blood. Maybe actually, I might have run into it. Not this early on. This is still fairly early on in the game. So good stuff though. I like it. Good game. It'll make you pull your hair out, I guess. So if you're not into super hard games, maybe wait till it's like $15-20, but otherwise it's fun.
That's the reason why I haven't played it yet, because it's gonna make me pull my hair out. I don't want that to happen.
Dude, I'm telling you, there was one time where I almost dropped my controller, and that's the Elite Xbox One controller. I was so close. I was like, it had like half his health left. Ugh.
I've been doing this on keyboard and mouse. It's been crazy.
How are you doing this on keyboard? Come on.
Bro, no, hold up.
I tried to get a controller to work. It only worked on one half of it. It wouldn't pick up any of the other buttons. So I went, fuck it. And I just
keyboard and mouse though, man. You don't have an Xbox One controller, do you?
I tried my PS4 controller. I tried my different different Switch Pro controllers. Nothing works well.
Yeah, I got to get you an Xbox One controller would do it. It's because it's natively found in Windows, so it'll work for everything basically.
So wait a minute, it's not recognizing it through Steam, your normal controllers?
Yeah, and I even set it up through Big Picture to basically trick it into thinking it's a regular controller. So it's just not doing it.
Yeah.
Big Picture is usually good. I mean, I can use my Switch Pro controller. I can use Xbox controller. You can use PS4 controller. You can use.
Yo, Rob's in the chat. Rob, how far are you in Sekiro? Let me know in the chat. I'm curious. So Sekiro is good. People should pick it up if you want a challenge. It's not for the faint of heart though, or people who aren't willing to go against the same boss over and over and over again. I'm gonna try to beat that tonight. Maybe tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see. Oh well. So let me go through some of the super chats. Evan, we have Discord questions we can go through before we get into some of the topics.
Oh yeah, we got a couple of them. Good little list here.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
All right, is there a celebrity who you think could hop into the gaming market to create either systems or products? Who do you think it would be?
A Soldier Boy.
I was gonna say Soldier Boy already did it.
Yeah.
He's paving the way. Does Elon Musk count?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
guess.
There you go, Elon Musk.
Michael Jordan. If Michael Jordan wanted to make like a system,
No, fuck out of here. He
Michael
can't even
Jordan.
run a basketball team.
Damn.
dude, he has money.
He can't run a basketball team.
Basketball team's a lot harder.
But that's what he's known for. It's basketball.
It's different from playing compared to running. He expects them to be like hit shots like him. It doesn't work that way.
We beat the Celtics tonight, though. That was a good win.
Jordan, dude. Jordan can come back. Just no chaos in Windy City. Just leave that game off the list.
Oh, come on. That's a great Super Nintendo game.
It's not a great Super Nintendo game.
That's bullshit.
Yeah, I think Elon Musk is could release a system. I think so. He has
Rick
the money
Fox.
to back it. So
I think Rick Fox could.
He runs an esports team.
Exactly. He's more qualified than Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan's the most qualified. Shut up.
Rick Fox was on The Big Bang Theory. I don't know why I know that because I hate that show. He runs an esports team, and he played basketball. He's the ultimate celebrity to
Did he
run.
play much? I don't think he played much. He was out there, though.
He was out there. He tried. That's what matters. He gave effort.
Not really either.
oh man.
Poor Rick Fox.
No, I'm joking. Rick Fox he was actually a solid player. I'm joking.
Let me go through some of these super chats before we get into some of the topics. Joe says, I think most people are forgetting that data caps are still a thing. I have one from Comcast. You won't be able to mod games on Stadia. Yeah, that data caps are an issue that we'll talk about that, Joe, because Google commented slightly on it. So we'll talk about that. They didn't tell us how much data we'd be using, but they mentioned a bit about the ISPs, so including Comcast. So we'll touch on that one, Joe. Definitely data caps. Jeremy says, I love your professionalism, John. He said, what's up, OJ?
Hey, what up?
Sierra says, thanks for always keeping me updated. You guys, glad I could drop some support tonight. Have a great night. Thank you, Sierra. Have a good night. Clash says, how about Playboy the Mansion PS2 Sims Adult? There were a lot of those games like that, and then I know there was a Leisure Suit Larry game back in the day on the original Xbox. I'm just trying to think of the games that people would be very timid bringing up to the counter at GameStop, and I remember several being that the guy game, Leisure Suit Larry, and then the Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball. Those are some of the ones I remember like off the top of my head. 10th Gen says, just giving some support to say thanks. Thank you, 10th Gen. And then Shane O'Sullivan says, off work, never get to watch live. And he says, P5R, though, which we're going to talk about Persona 5 as well, because that's an interesting situation, because I think Nate might have a few things to mention on that one, maybe. I don't know if people were talking to you about that on Twitter at all, Nate.
No, I didn't really comment much on Persona today.
Okay, cool. All right, very good. Very good. So let me move over here to let's just go into Google Stadia first, because we have other stuff to go over with the indies and the Microsoft and State of Play and some other stuff. So let's just go into Stadia. So did everyone get the chance to watch the live stream for Google Stadia, which is Google's like live streaming service for games, like game streaming basically? What do you guys did you guys get to all see the live stream and everything for that?
Yeah, I watched the whole thing. I streamed it.
Rewatched chunks of it. Yeah.
Okay. Everyone has the basic idea of it, right? It's basically like Project Stream, but they're integrating it heavily into YouTube as well, which was interesting to see. But no patches, no startup times, really. 5 seconds and you're in basically by hitting a button. And Google they're pushing this hard, and we don't know when it's going to launch this year, but it is an extremely divisive idea right now. People are I think a lot of people online are like, I don't know about this one. But I have a feeling there's a large casual audience that will be actually fairly excited about it. So what's everyone think about Google Stadia right now?
sounds good. It sounds good on paper. It sounds good on paper, but rarely do these things end up being how they sound on paper.
Yes.
And there's so many questions. There's so many variables. The presentation itself, I thought, was dog doo-doo butt cheeks. Like, people are like, oh, well, you know, it was that game developers conference. Why would they talk about things like price and games and data speed needed? It's like, why the fuck would they not talk about it? This is where they're presenting it. If I decide to go to Chuck E. Cheese to present my new game console, I'm still going to talk about what does it matter where it took place at, especially if you're going to launch the thing in 2019. Like, you need to talk about basic ass things like that.
Sean,
So-
can you do that voice again just real quick?
Oh, you know, I don't know. It's a game developers conference.
So
of course they're not going to say that.
Let me hit you with this, Sean. Let me hit you with this one, because some of the there's some whispers, I guess you'd say, about pricing right now. Let me hit you with this. The word is, and it's kind of like what I figured it would be, and I mentioned at one point, the pricing is nothing. Like, people are thinking it's a subscription service to stream, but there is none.
So where does the money come from?
It comes from selling games and collecting information.
Wait,
So here's the way I think it's going to work. All right, this is exactly what I thought it was going to be, and this is what it sounds like from what I've heard. There's going to be an option for 1080 60, and that's like your baseline option. Like, that doesn't cost anything. But you know how, like, if you have Hulu or YouTube, you have to pay extra to have 4K?
Mm-hmm.
It's like that. I assume there's going to be a subscription for that. But they are looking to make a free option available for the streaming part for games. You just have to buy the games, and that's it. And then obviously collect information. They're going to.
Oh, you still have to buy the game.
You have
though?
to buy to stream a game?
Fuck
Yeah,
that. So I'm buying something that I don't own.
Yeah, you buy just like how you buy a digital game now. Like, I
But
bought.
you don't
I have.
have
I have Sekiro.
streaming.
Without the
I
need
buy
a
a
digital game, I can play it whenever I want. This thing relies on my internet and all this other crap. So
To be-
I own the idea I can play this game.
To be fair, Xbox Live went down the other day, and I could not play my digital games. I couldn't even sign into my Xbox.
Yeah, that's
Right.
stupid. That's
I mean, what the hell? During the Stadia stream, listen, our technology is awesome as it's buffering and cutting out while Phil Harrison is talking. Like that was
Yeah,
a
I
great way to
noticed
sell your
that.
product.
Yeah,
You
that
need
was
to
funny.
stream your fucking conference right.
But I'm telling you, we don't owe our digital game. We don't own our digital games now anyway.
And that's what I'm saying, and that's what I was trying to tell people. I was like, "Yo, like this is why developers love this idea, because we don't own anything. This is why they're gonna bum rush this.
Oh,
Google
yeah.
Stadia.
That's why
You know?
Ubisoft was more than happy to offer up Assassin's Creed Odyssey to test Project Stream and then give me a free copy of it, because they were so excited to make it happen. And
Bandai Namco's going to be there too. I mean,
Yep.
they've already committed for support. I mean, and it's not like it's going to take a lot of development time for this. So you just got to do some tweaks for whatever the Google Stadia language is for like achievements or whatever they have in there to be in their stores. So I see this. I don't know, man. I mean, but what you just said, John, I'm so $60 or
Oh
more.
yeah. It's just, I think it's just going to be like buying a regular game.
You're
Yeah. Stadia can stay home. And
Here's the thing. Here's the one thing. Everyone says, "Oh, well, it's Google that's doing it. It's fucking Google, man. Google. They never abandon shit, really.
They abandoned
They ban stuff
everything.
all the time. That's
Google
our
Google
concern.
Video. Google Video wasn't abandoned. Google Plus isn't getting abandoned. All these other Google entities that have been abandoned. Like, it's not. You know,
Olin.
Google.
Yeah, they have
abandoned
the
everything.
money. Yeah, they have the money, but you can have all the. You know what? I said this. I don't know where the fuck I said this, but I said it somewhere when I was. Oh, in my video for Stadia, when I was watching the Stadia presentation, I got flashbacks to the mid '90s when companies like Panasonic was talking about the M2, which was the successor to the 3DO, and showing me all of these tech demos and all of these things that the system could potentially do and will be able to maybe potentially do, but they didn't show me anything tangible. And that's how I felt about this whole entire thing. They showed me nothing tangible. And then, of course, you had all the reports coming out about how from people that were at GDC that tried it out, they were like, yeah, there's some latency. Yeah, there's some latency. It's like, this is at in a high-speed internet area where this should be thriving. This is the premier market for it. And there's already latency issues when you don't have anyone else on the network except for the people that are in GDC in that same vicinity. But I'm expected to believe that this is going to be latency free and, perfect out of the gate. Like, I don't know, man. And I see someone saying that the casuals will be all over the Stadia. I think the casuals would be gravitating more so towards the Stadia if it was a subscription service. If you have to pay for the game outright, I don't think the casual market's going to give two fucks.
Well, what if you could play Apex Legends on your phone through it?
I don't give a fuck. How is that convenient? It's not going to be like it's going to fucking, I'm going to need a controller for it. Like, what am I going to do? Touch screen controls like a fucking idiot?
I mean, didn't Fortnite make almost $200 million in a month on mobile?
Yeah, but that's free to play.
So is Apex Legends though.
Yeah, so why do I need Stadia?
Because it doesn't work on your phone otherwise.
Just make a mobile version of Apex Legends.
They still have to do that.
And that would be more lucrative for the company because they won't have to give a cut to Google.
Yeah.
I
mean, like Google is essentially, if it's the way you say it is, Google is essentially just a middleman for like a mobile or a tablet experience. Like, yeah, you could have more robust things on it, but are game developers and game companies really going to want to put all this money, time, and effort into making a unique IP for the Stadia outside of the Google first party team? If you're going to if you're going to have to deal with the middleman to begin with?
No, I don't think we're going to see you. I mean, there might be something, but I don't think you're going to see like some type of big AAA type of deal for this.
No, not unless Google funds it.
Yeah. So I mean, all Stadia is on live in 2019. It's the same technology. It's the same premise. It has the same obstacles it has to overcome, and it's still going to fail at that.
Latency. I mean, what's xCloud going to do differently?
Microsoft is actually going to support it.
They're going to support it. They're also
going to have Game Pass with xCloud. Right now, Stadia is you can play Doom. Yeah, and I can play Doom without latency.
Yeah,
on my PlayStation 4. And it's going to cost me $60.
I talked to somebody who played it, and it's like apparently it's really bad in Doom, the latency, because it's already 60 frames, and then you notice it badly there.
So why would I ever buy Doom Eternal on Stadia if I can play the copy on my PlayStation 4, my Switch, or my Xbox One, and not worry about latency, not worry about buffering, not worry about my internet going out, not worrying about Google not working, like YouTube's crashed twice this month. So
5 second startup, man. Come on.
Who gives a shit? Right now, I don't see the what's the benefit of Stadia? I don't have clutter of products in my house.
It's convenient. It's convenience for some people. That's what it's going to be. It's like everything, no hardware, no patches. Like it's just going to they're trying to aim for the casual audience, But I think that what they're going to run into is that they're going to run into internet issues, like with data caps, and internet issues, like with other people using the internet in your house. They're going to run into just stuff like that.
But to me, the casual market likes subscriptions. The casual market likes free to play. You're not going to entice many new people by saying, oh yeah, you got to pay $60 for this game, just like you would on your PS4. And then,
John, are you sure it's 60?
What, for a game? I think you just buy the game normally. It's just like a game.
Do you think it's going to be that expensive?
I mean, digital games still cost the same as physical.
No, but this is streaming though. This is not a digital game. So I mean, I'm not so sure. Like, I can't believe that Google would sit there and say, "Oh, you pay $60 for a license to stream." You don't even own it.
Especially if an element of it is the data collection, maybe they figure out a way to make it like $5 or $10 less than it would be elsewhere.
They have to go the same path that they went with Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Resident Evil 7 for Switch. You pay how much did you pay? It was like $40 for like a 90-day license or something.
Yeah, it's like 6 months or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, like they're gonna have to do that type of. Yeah, $20, $30. They have to go that type of path. Because I'm not giving you $60 and be like, oh, you could stream it. Oh, Ubisoft went out of business. Well, guess what? That now that server no longer exists. If I have a digital copy, at least I have it. If I have it installed on my hard drive, I can play the fucking thing.
That's true. Mag still works fine. I paid $60 for it.
I mean, if I have PT on my hard drive, I can still load it.
Mag is a coaster right now, bro.
It is. It's funny. I saw I post that up the other day. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about that game. Go ahead.
Oh,
Go ahead, Sean.
There was someone in the chat, that Dan guy said streaming streaming music and video is one thing, but streaming an interactive experience is a whole different beast. And I think that's very correct. You know, a lot of people assume because you could sit at home in your underwear and watch, you know, Netflix at 4K that, and with no interruptions or whatever, that, you know, playing a game is going to be similar to that. And it's like, no, dude, there's so much more complexity to streaming a game as opposed to streaming a video that's, you know, pre-done and you don't have to do anything with the video. There's no button impresses. There's no latency. So,
but the trick with this, I think, is if enough companies see it as a benefit to themselves, they're just going to rush to it, despite it not being good for the consumer so much as the company. And if you consider controls shifting over time to try to suit where they're being played, going from PC to console, gaining the auto aim that COD put in to try to like help people out with dealing with moving targets and stuff. What if this just leads to games dumbing themselves down to try to effectively negate the need for the latency?
Then the game industry should collapse.
Yeah, that's a huge problem for me, and hopefully it does, honestly.
I mean, if that's the future the game industry wants to move in, then it deserves to collapse.
Well, I mean, they just don't want a system to be in the way, like a $400-$500 system to be like a barrier anymore. They just want to sell you the game, because that's just a barrier for third parties. Like, it's like, how many people are on the system? Oh, like, you know, 40, 50 million. Well, that's our audience. Whereas I guess they're looking at, like, if you have a web browser, you can technically buy our game.
Yeah, well, if Google Stadia is still a thing by 2021, it'll be a miracle.
Counting out that fast. I don't like what I'm hearing. The Google Stadia is going to be around, just like those 3D TVs that they told us would be the next big thing. All right.
Yeah, everything's the next big thing until like Sony, they just said like 3D is awesome. 2 months later, what? We never talked about 3D.
Yeah, that's the funny thing is, all right, so right now companies are saying that streaming is the next big thing in gaming, right? That's it. That's where it's going towards, but not, I mean, not necessarily, because they've said things like 3D is the next
streaming
big thing. That's where it's going next.
Yeah. Like, as I touched on my video, streaming it's a complementary tool for the gaming industry today. Is it something for the future? Yeah, probably in like 20 years. Right now, it's just a complementary tool. It's nice to have an option for some games, but for something like Doom Eternal, streaming should not be an option right now.
How would you play this is the crazy thing, right? Let me tell you this. Remember, in one of my videos, I said, how are you going to play a fighting game with this, right?
That's exactly what I said too.
Okay,
or the fighting game gets dumbed down to the point where it doesn't matter. You're just mashing one button anyway.
You can play the Naruto games, no problem on this. That'd be that'd be easy to do on that.
You don't even play the fighting game. It's going to show a stream of someone else playing, and you just think you're hitting the button.
Well, get ready for this one, because fighting games are already in development for Stadia.
Yeah, from what Google, they said, look at Google's own tech demo of their first-party games. The game was buffering as all hell, had a terrible frame rate. Yeah, I'm really confident in their fighting game.
Fighting games aren't going to work on. I mean, they'll work for the casual audience, but nobody who's trying to be serious would sit there and say Google Stadia.
I couldn't believe it when I saw that headline pop up. I said they're going to try to get a fighting game on Stadia. There's going
to be no competitive scene.
There's no competitive, because you're using the internet to stream it, and then you're also having to deal with somebody's connection. Like, there's absolutely no way. Like,
if people think Smash Brothers lag is bad, wait until you play a fighting game on Stadia.
But maybe for them, that's not a big deal. I mean, the competitive scene will stay on consoles, they'll stay on PC, but then hundreds of millions of people who only have a cell phone or a tablet are going to start to play it on Stadia because they have no other way to do it, and that's just their.
Do you know what the interesting thing was that they explained was that if you're playing an online game against other people and everyone's on Stadia, it exists like in that same area, so it's all like a LAN connection there, and you connect to it. So technically, you wouldn't have like that internet type lag, where people are disappearing and teleporting and stuff. Technically, that wouldn't exist, I guess. Then.
Yeah, it's almost like just having a dedicated server for something. It's just how it has to then send you the video.
I'd like to see how they execute it.
Yeah, I'd be curious about that. Maybe that's one. I don't know how they'd make that work for fighting games. I don't know. That'd be tough. I don't see how that would work.
The only thing Google's going to execute with Stadia is Stadia itself. They're going to kill it.
I don't know, man. They put some money into this thing, and they have They made a lot of hires. I don't know if they're going to kill it because they're going to tie it into YouTube and it'll be on the same balance sheet as YouTube.
How quick are some of those features are going to be disabled though? Like you could press this button and you could play a game with PewDiePie. Yeah, he's going to sit there and say deactivate. Or it's going to be, you want to play with SpawnCast for $100? I'll let you play Mario Kart with me for one race. No, people are going to disable that feature almost instantly unless Google pays them to sponsor it.
Well, there's going to be monetization options behind that. Definitely, they're not going to. There's going to be.
People are going to say, "Give me $50."
Control that you can control. But I mean, I don't know if that's going to be something that people are going to. If it's going to be like a hot feature.
Well, here's what you're going to see with Stadia. I bet they're going to grab some of the big influencers on YouTube and they're going to sponsor them to play using Stadia, and then they'll probably give them something if they can sell people games and stuff for it. You know, they could tie all of that into their partner program on YouTube for maybe even everyone. I could see that, you know, and that would obviously help them push stuff. So,
or it could be like a YouTube Red type of thing where everybody gets revenue based off of whatever like comes in from there. I mean, it could be that, or it could be something, but they're definitely gonna. They've got the marketing machine behind it, and and it's gaming, right? So I mean, I think that it has a chance to still do okay on the market. I mean, we've seen stuff. I mean, I remember back when people sort of started talking about mobile games, I wasn't a fan. I'm like, this isn't gonna, do anything. And then, obviously,
then it comes out that companies are funding themselves practically through their tiny mobile companies
and
they're releasing AAAs.
So, I mean, I think it still has a shot to do really well. It's just obviously it's not something for like the core game, like hardcore gamers out there. Like
I was impressed that they're gonna do 4K HDR though at 60 frames. That surprised me a bit.
Up to.
Yeah, that was their favorite word. Up to.
Apparently,
up to 1080, 60 frames a second. Yeah.
Apparently, Doom Eternal is 4K 60 with HDR through it.
Yeah, with latency.
Oh well, yeah, of course, latency. So one thing that was interesting, I haven't talked to you a little bit about this, Nate, was that they revealed the system or the blades in their data centers that was going to run off of. It was a custom built system and chip from AMD. And that's of course the same company that would be developing the PlayStation 5 and the next Xbox. Yeah. And they have those blades clocked at 10.7 teraflops.
Yeah, I think PS5 and Xbox Scarlet still come in higher than 10.7.
Yeah, okay.
I think we see 11 point. I mean, it's only going to be like a teraflop or like 1.5 teraflops higher, but I mean, Xbox Scarlet and PS5 will still outperform this thing. Yeah, because they're not going to be ready till the end of 2020, which is where a lot of things are pointing to. So they'll be, I mean, you figure those blades have already been built basically, and they're already going into data centers now. So we'll see the others show up a year and a half to 2 years after this. So yeah, I mean, this is doing 4K 60 in current games, technically, just from those blades. So we assume we'll actually have a solid 4K 30 native on a lot of open world games for next gen as well. So that's at least exciting here. Might have been a little look into next gen even. Yeah, I kind of touched on that in my video. Like we kind of saw a preview of what we're going to see from next gen hardware with Stadia, but that's where it comes down for me. Why would I use Stadia if I can just get these next gen hardware and not have to deal with any of those issues? No, that's all. Yeah, that's all of us. We're gonna be like, yeah, we'll just grab the next gen hardware. I mean, honestly, I don't think anyone here is gonna be on Stadia like that. But I'm trying to figure out from the casual audience if they're gonna be all about that. I don't know. Does the casual audience have the internet at a high enough level to use Stadia in a meaningful way? Because I mean, I can get the low end internet for $30 a month. That's probably not going to be able to. I mean, it's 25, right? 25 megabits per second is what you need, right? For 1080p, 60 frames. Yeah. Well, xCloud's going to try to get it down to like 5, I think, or 10. Yeah. But if I mean, I'd like to think most people who are doing things like watching YouTube or downloading large files or watching Netflix have it a decent enough connection, like probably 15 to 20 most times on average, So xCloud is at least within the range, but I don't know. I'll be curious to see Stadia on a lower connection, see if they can make it happen still. I do think they need to, I mean, because they're obviously going after the core gamers with this, right? I mean, the games that they showed, Assassin's Creed, Doom Eternal, they're showing like some type of multiplayer, games. So they're going after the core gamers, but did they convince core gamers? Like it's not like they're going after casuals hardcore, right? What were the games for the casuals,
So like they're going after the core audience for this.
Well, that's the thing. I think what their message was trying to bring out was that the casuals can play to the standard of the core, even though that's not really the case. It's almost just like the illusion of that for them. It's because the casual is basically the cell phone, the tablet, and the low end.
They showed a controller with a bunch of buttons. Casuals don't like that.
No, it depends on it depends on whether or not they like it or whether or not they just don't have it because they don't want to buy it. They don't want to have to deal with it.
My sister hates controllers. She sees a controller and she plays games, but as soon as she sees a controller, she flips out. She loved the Wii. She loved the Wii. She's a gamer. My sister's a gamer, but she plays on Sims on mobile and she still plays the Wii. She liked the Wii because she said that it was simple. If I show this to her, and I already know what she's gonna say, she's gonna look at that controller and she's gonna say, "I have an issue with this."
What would happen if you showed her the pictures of them showing that on the phone with stuff like this, you can actually just interact differently without a controller for the most part?
I think she might be more open to that, but I think the type of games too. Yeah, the type of games is the issue. I thought maybe they would show some more casual stuff.
They didn't show really anything from their own studio or anything like that. It was all like, oh, okay, there's Assassin's Creed being played poorly, and then there's Doom, but
they didn't show any games.
Nothing from their well, they had Doom and they had Assassin's Creed. Other than that, they didn't have anything from their main studio, right? Nothing.
If they showed that thing where the character was walking around a forest and was buffering every 2 seconds.
But I mean, like from their big studio, they were like, we now, we have the Stadia studio, and we're like, okay, cool, here comes the big AAA that's gonna make me sign up, and they're like, have a good day.
If they wanted to convince people of this concept, they should have had an open beta registry open up immediately following the conference.
They already said the buzzword that needs to sell it, and that's the 1,000-player battle royale.
If they can do that, that would actually be, I think that would be compelling enough for people at least try
I'm curious enough to see how that would even work.
Just to try it, especially if it's a free-to-play thing where you go and you hit a button and you're, launching on an island. People would at least check it out. But
oh yeah.
That'd be cool. 1,000. Because apparently there's going to be some things that are going to be really hard for even next gen to do because it's limited to the box. Whereas they're like, oh, they're stackable and you can do all this crazy stuff with it. I mean, I don't know what they do with it, but if they're willing to let like a big studio try it, maybe they'll come up with something really cool like that 1,000-person.
Yeah, 1,000-person Tetris.
Yeah,
Tetris 999.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, 1,000-person battle royale would at least be interesting to the point where, like, especially if you could log in and watch what's happening, like it's like some Hunger Games type stuff, where you like log into like a TV show and they're like all playing and stuff. That'd be cool. But
if you consider how a lot of the battle royales get carried by the actual people playing it on Twitch and YouTube and all that, and with the integrations for being able to not only get in, but then also be like, I want to be in this guy's game.
Well, what do we do with the data caps too, though? Because Comcast doesn't tell us, but I know that they start looking at me sideways if I cross like 1 or 2 terabytes or something like that.
Then you just get a huge bill at the end of the month, and you're like, "Whoa, I owe $500 extra."
Yeah, like that's the thing, though. We don't know how much this is actually going to count towards our cap. And Phil Harrison said, "We expect the ISPs to evolve because we're pushing them."
Yeah,
that's what he said.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, I said, have you met Comcast? That's not what they're going to do. They're going to say, oh, wait, no other ISPs in your area? Well, too bad then.
Yeah, they're going to say, get Google Fiber. We don't have a data cap.
If you go above 2 terabytes, it's this much extra money. Just have fun, whatever.
Yeah, I don't think they understand the current state of ISPs in the US. And Google should, because they're an American company. They should understand. They're the ones trying to do Google Fiber, and they put it into what? 4 cities or something, 4 areas. So I don't. Yeah, okay, there you go. Comcast cap is 1 terabyte. So I don't. That's crazy to me to be like, oh yeah, the ISPs they'll adapt. Yeah, no, they won't. You know what I had to do to get the internet I have now, which is like 40 up, because I had to call them and like make an appointment and have someone come out and do everything like outside, and they spent like the entire day here setting it up. I'm like, man, most people wouldn't do that. To like we're talking about casual people who might not even hit a button in their browser. They're not going to have Comcast, Verizon, whoever come out and like dig up their yard or do all the stuff outside to get them 40 up. So we're so far off from game streaming as it is, and Google's just trying to set it up. I am interested in xCloud though. to see if they can make that work, because they're using actual Xboxes. I already have Game Pass, which means I should just be able to launch into it. So, and I know what games are there, you know. So.
Yeah, that's where xCloud is. Just right now, xCloud sounds so much better as a product than Stadia.
Yeah, I would say so, because I don't care about the integration into something like YouTube. I care about the integration into Game Pass. And if it's like, oh, I can play, Hellblade, or I can play Ori, or I can play the terrible Crackdown game. I can just launch it on my phone and then move over to my, computer or whatever. That sounds cool. So I'm at least interested in that, mostly because I know what I'm getting out of it. But
I mean, every company seems to be moving in the same direction, and they're just going in a different way of how they're going to get there. Like Nintendo's using the hybrid model to say you can play at home or you can play on the go. Xbox is saying you play at home on your Xbox, and then we're going to have xCloud so you can play on your phone, tablet, Surface. And Google is just saying, well, we're just going to do streaming for all of it. There's going to be no physical or real digital media. But they're all focusing on play any place, anytime, which is a good goal to get to.
Sony's streaming too. You can play PlayStation Now on your what you call it, on your phone, right? Or remote play on your phone. You can do PlayStation Now on your computer as well. You just plug in a PlayStation controller, you can start playing. So they've been doing that too. So technically they're all streaming, I guess, kind of. I mean, Capcom's streaming along with Ubisoft on Nintendo stuff, but they're all kind of streaming at this point.
Yeah, they all want to move toward a streaming platform. It's just, it can't be your only choice. There has to be another option, and Google's just not doing that. If they at least gave the option that if I have to give you $60 for Doom Eternal, let me download the 4K version onto my PC hard drive. So that way I don't have to only stream it. If I have that option, now Stadia sounds a little more appealing.
Sounds better to me that way.
Especially if you can make it kind of like how Microsoft wanted to use the cloud for like Crackdown 3, where the cloud was processing certain elements to the game, certain assets, where I download the game. Let's say my laptop can't handle Doom Eternal actually at 4K with its own hardware, and I'm streaming in some of those assets to actually process the game, but certain elements are offloaded onto my PC. At least that would make it a little appealing to some enthusiasts. But pure streaming it's not compelling.
Lycon says Xfinity has 2 unlimited plans. One is a flat 40, another is a bundle, and Comcast business accounts have always been unlimited. Mine says, if I log in, it says unlimited, but then it has like fine print that's like 1 terabyte soft cap or something like that.
It's unlimited to the point where they're not going to just shut you off after you hit it. They're just going to charge you more.
I do know that the business ones are unlimited, though. I will say that just because we had one at one point and it was, but the personal ones for like households, they hide it and they're like, oh yeah, it's unlimited. We won't shut you off, but it technically is unlimited. We'll just charge you more. They'll call you though if you hit it. I know that. So Stadia, we'll see. We got a ways to go on that one. I'm not like expecting it to take over anytime. So I don't even know if it'll ever take over. It might just always be a compliment, to be honest, like how cell phone games are technically now. So
we do have one question from the Discord on it. What do you think about their move to not launch it on release day in Japan?
Stupid. It's like the one country where this would actually work well.
Yeah, because they would use it on their mobile phones a lot. That would actually work really well there, to be honest. I'm surprised. I mean, they're an American company, so they're like, well, we're going to get it right in America first, and then we'll go to Japan, I guess. But that's the market that probably would respond actually pretty well to this. And we're still waiting for 5G anyway, so it's like until 5G apparently shows up, it's going to be slow going anyway.
There's like one, I think like Verizon has like one phone that's like 5G.
Yeah.
You know,
reminds me of the Thunderbolt back when 4G launched. That thing had like half an hour battery when you had 4G on or something like that. That was really funny.
Make a couple of calls and you're good for the day. You know,
yeah, it was funny. Yeah, it was so funny back then. No, it didn't that long ago. That was like 4 or 5 years ago or something like that. Oh man, that's funny. All right, so do we want to move on to Nintendo's Indies presentation? Because that felt less like an indie presentation, more like an actual direct. Like
a lot of good games.
Yeah, I was actually surprised. I mean, the big one obviously was Cuphead, right? Yeah. But there were some other pretty good ones in there. Was it Katana Zero is the one I'm thinking of?
Yeah, Katana Zero.
That's the one I really like the look of that one.
Same.
That one, it reminded me of a Game Boy Advance game when I saw it, but then they started doing things like obviously slow down and everything, and then they have this weird. Did you guys catch the storyline to that game? You're apparently talking to your therapist, and they're giving you drugs to recall events and stuff.
Yeah.
It's weird.
They're shooting you full of drugs to like some type of serum or something to make you remember what happened or stuff like that.
Yeah, I saw it. I was like, wow, okay, jeez, that's actually pretty good. That's actually pretty cool. I like the look of this game. There was the other one that was it Red Lantern?
It's a survival one, and the
Iditarod game.
Yeah, it's where you have a team of 5 sled dogs, and it's like a survival game. So it's a different take, I guess, on the survival genre of games.
Well, it's a rogue. It's like they said roguelike.
Oh, okay. Okay.
A rogue, but I don't know if you guys did this, but here back then, at least, we took a week course on the Iditarod, and I never in my life, when I was a kid, we took a week course. Like they just taught us about it for a whole week in school, and I never in my life ever said I want an Iditarod game. Like I've never even thought about that once. But after I was like, I think I want to play Iditarod game. I think that game interests me for some reason. I don't know why, but I learned about it as a kid.
Okay.
Yeah, Balto. Balto was badass. Ever see that movie with like Kevin Bacon and the talking goose?
Yes, I have seen.
Classic.
You see, people watch Balto. When you don't want to vaccinate your kids, Balto risked his life to get vaccinations.
It's like that one looked interesting. And then we had what was the pinball game?
Creature in the Well.
Yeah, that one looks cool.
That's definitely one I want to grab. That looks awesome.
Yeah. Creature in the
Pine?
Wild.
Where's the pine, love?
Budget Breath of the Wild. That's what we're calling it. Budget Breath of the Wild.
Baby
Is that
Breath of the Wild.
There's nothing wrong with that. I'm gonna pick it up.
Is that the one that
Wild.
is that the one that looked generic? Is that the one that looked generic?
That's a generic Zelda.
Generic.
Look, we have so many 2D top-down Link to the Past Zelda clones. I want 3D Zelda clones like that and fucking Oceanhorn 2. Bring them on, baby. Bring them on.
Oceanhorn 2 looks a lot better. I'll just say that than Pine. But no, you're right. These are good. I like this. I like when a developer says, okay, we don't have to make a 2D game. We can make a 3D budget Breath of the Wild. That's cool.
Okay, so somehow I forgot about this game, probably because Sekiro was messing me up real bad. Sean, I know you played it too. Blaster Master 02.
Yeah.
That got announced and dropped, and I played, I think, 3 hours of it, and I like it.
No, it's good. It's good.
I mean, I like Blaster Master 0 on the Switch that was like one of the first games on the system too. But
it came out a week later.
Yeah.
A week after the launch of the Switch.
Yeah, 02 is good. It's fun. It's, kind of got that sort of like 2D Metroidvania style type game where you go into like this 3D type world at times, and it's like kind of isometric. I like it though. It's fun. It's a good time. It's kind of a Blaster Master mixed with new age stuff, but I'm enjoying it. I still have to play more, but I'm at least having fun with it. And $10, man. That's a good price. That's good. I like that. It was a shadow drop too. That was a good surprise from Inti Creates. So
and you got Crypt of the Necro Dancing Zelda.
Yeah, that was an interesting one. That was
a viral. Yep.
That was an interesting one to talk about because that is an indie developer using a rather large and valuable Nintendo IP.
Yeah,
which is interesting to see. I mean, that's not something you would expect. I don't know how that came about or who did what to make that happen, whether Nintendo went to them or they went to Nintendo. I assume they pitched it to Nintendo and they were like, hey, this would be really cool. I mean, what does that mean that we could get other companies to work on some Nintendo IP, some indie companies?
I was thinking that they would lend like characters, like maybe they don't work on the actual game, but like you can take this character or you can take this theme and you can plug it into your already existing type of franchise or game that you have. That's what I was thinking.
I mean, could they get like
that's what this is, Could
they get like Shinnon to do like F-Zero or something for us?
Like F-Zero cars. Yeah, like not an F-Zero game, but hey, you can use Captain Falcon in the next fast racing game, like something like that's what I'm thinking. I don't know if they're gonna trust them to make like a whole big game, but maybe you can get like, hey, you can use Marth in this next RPG you have or something like that, So that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. And as Ivo Lucario pointed out, is the development team pitched the idea to Nintendo as DLC for Crypt of the Necro Dancer, and Nintendo liked the game so much, they're like, you know what? Let's how about you make an original game on that concept using this IP?
That's
So, I mean-
that's so interesting though, because it's like
Nintendo would probably have a huge oversight where they were making sure the quality was high.
yeah. But I mean, obviously they're gonna jump at that because they're like, yeah, let's do that.
Oh yeah, if you're the indie developer, you're like, hell yeah. You don't even wait for the print to come. You just start working on it. Dude.
That's 2 directs in a row where they end on Zelda
yeah,
in a big way. Which
Yeah.
is really interesting. I think they know how to start a direct and how to finish a direct really well.
yeah. What do you think about Cuphead leading things off?
It was great.
I didn't know what we were watching for 50 seconds. I was like, what is this going to be? And then, of course, you know, they pop out of the milk. And I was like, oh, okay, that's faster than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it anyway, to kind of keep you in the dark for a minute and they hit you with that. Yeah, I think that's a good way to get, like, they've done this a few times, right? Mario Maker, Luigi's Mansion, Cuphead. It kind of gets you going, you know, gets you started and we're like, okay, cool.
Everybody in my chat knew it was Cuphead. They were all, even at the very, they're like, Cuphead. I was like, guys, shut up. It's not Cuphead. And then it was Cuphead. I was like, I'm gonna stop talking for the rest of the stream.
It was pretty cool to see that though. So it was a good indie direct. Like I said, I was a bit surprised at what they fit in there and how good it was. So it was pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Is that the best indie direct? I assume it is.
I thought,
right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Usually I'm very hard on those indie directs. Like, I'm like, oh, it sucked. It was boring. There's too many 2D and puzzle games on there, but like good, really, really good variety. Like even if you didn't necessarily like the games, you had to appreciate the variety.
I'm like, there was like 70 to 80% of stuff I'm interested in out of that Nindies. Most times it's like, yeah, you know, there's a couple games in there, but for the majority of it, there's very few I didn't have an interest in. I think the main one was that I forget the one, but they were in the water and there was multiplayer and it had like that 2D art to it, whatever that one was called.
Everyone was saying that they like the least so far.
Yeah, like that's the one I had the least interest in.
That's one that you had the least.
Like that's the one where I was like, I don't have any want to play it, but for the most part, everything else was pretty spot on to giving me some interest.
Oh yeah. Which called looked my friend Pedro looked good too.
That game looked really good.
Oh, it's fun.
Here's my controversial take of the indie presentation. I would have swapped out Cuphead for Ori. I'd rather have seen Ori release on Switch first.
I could see that. I mean, Ori's good. Man, Ori's a great game, though. I mean, you could go. I think you could go either way. Cuphead or Ori.
Yeah, I mean, they're both elite tier indie games. But
Cuphead sold way more though. Like,
I know, but Ori is so good.
Ori is really good.
I know Ori's dope. I got Ori. I got Ori on my Xbox One and the definitive edition and all that. So I mean, I like Ori, but I don't know. When do you think Ori is going to come?
E3.
I mean, at this point, I guess it would be an E3 announcement. I still think maybe it could be a pre-E3 type of thing. It just seemed like that would have made more sense for GDC timing because Cuphead isn't directly related to Microsoft.
Yeah, but was Studio MDHR was already going to GDC, I guess.
Yeah.
So maybe they were like, well, we're already going, so if you want to do it.
Yeah, I kind of get it, but I think Ori would have been a little more impactful.
There's also a chance
I don't know.
Wait, more impactful?
I'm with Nero in the chat says Cuphead is more popular. I kind of agree with that. I think Cuphead is a bigger name than Ori is, even though Ori is arguably the better game.
Hey, maybe Ori will be like one of those, supplementary announcements next time. I don't know, another.
I think Ori's definitely the better game, even though I don't think it reviewed better, but I think Ori's the better game. There's just more to do in Ori. Ori's just a more fleshed out game, but Cuphead is just, the art style is so unique in Cuphead, and the way that the game was made was so different than what you saw normally. That's why I think that's why it did so well. The story of the developers too was like heartwarming, so there was like that type of thing. I mean, I bought the game 3 times and gave it away. So Ori's a good game, but to be honest, I personally like Cuphead more. That's me though. But I know Ori's a great game. They're both really good games. So Studio MDHR is going to make some money on the Switch though. So it's you guys think that it is going to sell the best on the Switch out of the all 3 platforms then?
What, Cuphead?
Yeah,
come on.
Xbox, PC, and Switch.
That's tough to say. I mean, it sold over 3 million on Xbox One and PC when it came out. I don't know if it's going to move, 1.5 million, 2 million units on Switch.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think there's a high possibility. I think it could. It's one of those games that I think will catch on with the relevance of a lot of people maybe not having access to it before that are now going to be willing to get into it because it's a platformer and their friends are talking about it and they'll see other people online talking about it. So I think they'll get into it.
And they're doing a physical as well.
That'll also help for sure.
So I'm picking up the physical.
Yeah, I'm probably going to have to grab physical as well because before they did it, but it was a code in a box for the Xbox.
Yeah.
The idea of that being on a cartridge though, because it's already an old school feeling game, is pretty cool. That's neat. So yeah, I'll grab it there too. They're gonna do a physical on the Xbox and the Switch though. It's coming on both. So no PC though. But who buys physical stuff on the PC? What was the last physical game you bought on your PC, Evan?
I can't even remember. I
There
just
you
enjoy
go.
the collectibles.
I can tell you the last one,
What's that?
The Darkness 2. Back in 2012, 2013. It was physical.
For some reason, I remember going to Walmart and buying Knights of the Old Republic, the first one on my PC.
I was
I don't know
gonna
why I
say
remember
the Old Republic MMO. That was the last physical thing I bought for PC.
Okay.
Wouldn't I was thinking make the Darkness franchise on the Switch. That'd be kind of cool, right? No, nobody.
Who does?
I like the darkness.
It was 2K.
Yeah, but I think their engine is already on the Switch. Like I think that was used for a different game. What engine was that? I'm almost positive that's the engine that they used for it's already on the Switch and it was for a different game.
The second game is really cool. I love the second game.
Yeah, the second game was good. I think the shift in art style was weird for me at first because I remember the first one was like super dark and crazy, but then they went to like this kind of this cartoony art style,
cell shaded-ish type of yeah.
Not that it was bad; it was just different.
It was very different from the first game.
Blizmo in the chat says that Cuphead is already number 4 on the eShop bestseller list.
Oh, yep.
Oh, it's Warframe. Warframe's using the engine that Darkness 2 ran on.
That makes sense.
That's what it was. Okay, yeah. So we got
Good at Darkness 3.
Yeah, sure.
Or Condemned 3. Does anyone remember Condemned?
I do.
Yeah. Condemned 2 wasn't as good. The first one was crazy because that came out on the Xbox and a 360, and that was like one of the first games I remember playing on there that was like quote unquote shiny.
Didn't the second one have that bear attack scene? That was
yes. That was crazy.
Yeah.
That was such a weird game because you would like hit like these crazy people with like 2x4s in first person and everything. Man, that was interesting.
Got me motion sick a little bit, but I played it. I rented it from Hollywood Videos back in the day. So I remember going to Hollywood Videos and renting. I used to rent a crap ton of Xboxes because I couldn't afford. After I bought the Xbox 360, I couldn't afford any games. I was like, I just need to rent stuff. I couldn't afford it.
So do we want to move into the relationship between Microsoft and Nintendo because it got interesting after Cuphead was announced and people really noticed it then. So apparently Microsoft, according to a lot of GDC interviews, Microsoft was actually the company that pushed to get that like on the Switch, but with Studio MDHR and everything, they weren't even thinking about it because they're like super loyal to Microsoft after how much they helped them with Cuphead, and they weren't going to do it like without Microsoft say so. Apparently Microsoft came to them and was like, yeah, let's put this on the Switch.
I think Microsoft said to them they should go to Nintendo to get Cuphead on Switch because Microsoft really doesn't have anything to do with Cuphead.
No, they published it, but they helped fund some of it from what I remember. Right?
I'm not sure if they published it. I think MDHR is their own independent studio.
I thought they helped.
I think they self-published on Xbox.
I thought Microsoft. Are you sure?
I think that's how they have explained it, that they're their own independent thing. They've made all their own decisions. It's not like an Ori situation with Moon Studios where Microsoft came in with Ori development and funded the whole development of the game. Cuphead was kind of its own thing. So it's like Microsoft said you can go, like they said go to Nintendo, get your game on this platform. And that's where I think Ori would have been a more impactful announcement because that would have shown the Microsoft-Nintendo relationship.
I'd have to double check to see. But I thought there was a reason they put it on the Xbox One and only the Xbox One at the time and the PC. But I thought Microsoft helped with it in some way.
I thought so too.
Yeah, I thought they were the ones that helped them keep it in development for so long. Because originally I thought they were.
According to at least the page, It's a self-published title by Studio MDHR. However, I do think that they did help out in some way, but it is self-published.
But here's the thing. Let's be realistic here. If you're going to put a game like that on a system, to me, the Xbox would have been the last system to put that game on. So for Microsoft to not have a hand in that somehow, some way, I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say, why wouldn't it have gone to all the platforms then if Microsoft wasn't involved in some way?
Because anytime you see an indie game that's available multi-platform, 9 times out of 10, the Xbox One version sells the least amount.
I don't think the studio had enough. I think the money was the issue with them in terms of what I remember. And Microsoft helped them just as long as there's an Xbox One version. Because I think they probably only had the money to probably get this on PC. That's it, Steam.
And here it is.
Helped them.
Yeah, I found it. Here it is. The indie gaming studio received an undisclosed amount of funding from Microsoft to develop the game, which is delayed several times. Studio MHR said several times that the game's postponements were needed to give them more time to release a non-buggy game that didn't compromise on their original vision. With Cuphead being an exclusive Xbox One Windows title, there are no plans to make the game run on console rivals like the Sony PlayStation 4 or Nintendo Switch, after several quotes saying that they are loyal to Microsoft in some way, I guess.
Yeah, I think that was kind of just like their way of, you helped us out, we're going to stay with you.
Yeah.
It wasn't that they had to, whereas Ori is a Microsoft published game.
Yeah, it seemed like because they're indie developers, Microsoft came in and funded them when I guess no one else funded them technically.
Yeah, they needed help. Microsoft stepped in and said, we'll help you out with this.
I think they even like sold their house.
Yeah. So
to help fund with the funding with the game.
Yeah, they remortgaged their house and all this stuff.
Oh, remortgage.
So it sounded like they were just like, hey, they helped us, we'll be loyal to them unless they say otherwise. And I guess Microsoft was like, hey, go get that money. And
they got plenty of it. No.
Yeah. So I guess I don't know if they're just honorable over there or what. I don't know. But
I think it's the loyalty type of thing, right? It's like Shinnin almost right with Nintendo when it comes to certain things, right? Or like, even like Inti Creates. It's like there's no deals in place. They're just kind of loyal to Nintendo.
It's weird to see in this day and age, right? So with how some of this stuff works. So I mean, good for Studio MHR. I hope they sell a billion copies. So I want to see Cuphead too, by the way. So I hope they do sell a lot. Big update though coming. So there you go. It's going to come out, I think, at the same time that it launches on the Switch to all platforms, or the Xbox and the PC. So I'll be curious if it ever goes to the PS4.
I can see that game doing so well on Switch, like Cuphead. I think it's going to do millions easily.
It'll do well. Ori will probably do really well there too when they do inevitably announce that at E3, we assume. So, but with all of this happening, what do we think here with Microsoft? What do we think is going to happen here? What's this going to lead to? Is this going to lead, Nate, to Game Pass?
Yeah, I mean, I think ultimately leads to what all the rumors and reports were a month ago. I mean, I put out my thing the day after a French site put out theirs, saying
they called Cuphead too.
They said Cuphead.
Oh.
They said they actually had Hellblade, I think, mentioned in their article as well. And then they had Ori, and they ended it with Game Pass coming this year, which I'm not sure if it's this year or not.
They backed you on it. I will say they backed you on it.
Yeah, so I mean, I think that ultimately is what's going to lead to is you're going to see more Microsoft software being published on the Switch, because Microsoft is looking to be, Xbox is a service to them now. It's not their focus. It's basically when they brought Word and Excel to, Mac, they want to sell their services. So they want to have games like Ori and such on other devices.
Here's what I want to see. Okay. I want to see Halo Remastered on there. You can bring the first one, the second one. I don't care. Halo Master Chief Collection would be very difficult because that game is massive in its current form. But grab one of the Halos, remaster, because they already did obviously Halo 1 Remaster on 360 and everything, and they did 2 in the Master Chief Collection. Grab one of those, put it on a cartridge and release it so I can buy it. That would be cool to see that though. I mean, that's the thing. Remember that same article Nate mentioned.
Yeah, the French site said.
I mean,
I think they mentioned Microsoft's main IPs. They said Halo,
Gears, and Forza,
Gears of War.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't think it's going to necessarily mean let's say we'll get Halo 1. it doesn't mean we're going to get Halo Infinite.
No. I think
Like,
Infinite's
it's
gonna.
nothing like that is going to happen.
Just do Halo 2 remastered and put it on the Switch.
They
That's all
could.
I want.
They could. I mean, the thing about that is it's in the Master Chief Collection on the Xbox One. I guess they could technically port that over, but they might be like, oh, it's really easy to grab the 360 version of the first one and just move it over. But that would have like they'd like do online play and probably everything for that. And Halo 1 was fun online.
Yeah, if I can have like portable Gears of War.
Yeah, you would really like that.
Yeah.
You might get it on Google Stadia on your fucking phone.
Oh man.
Why can't it just be your phone? Why does it have to be your effing phone?
Yeah, well, I'd be shocked if Microsoft's game showed up there. I bet you Microsoft sees Stadia as their biggest rival right now out of everything.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
that's it. You know, not even PlayStation. They're above PlayStation in their mind now for like rivals.
Did you see Phil Spencer's comment on Stadia?
Oh gosh, what did he say about it?
Well, basically, he just it's typical Phil Spencer, right? Like
He's being nice. Huh? He wants to be his friend.
being nice, but he clearly said this is competition. So what you just said is definitely right. He clearly said that this is competition. I think Jason Lapine put up the email that was sent out about it. It was pretty clear that this is competition and that's who they're gunning for, which I haven't seen them make a statement on anybody else but that Stadia. Like
well, they need to call out Stadia badly. Like whenever they're ready to really show xCloud, they got to do a side by side with Stadia. If Stadia
said E3, basically, they're like E3, we're ready to show, like we're going to show a lot more. But yeah, they're definitely looking to. I don't know if they're going to call them out by name, but they're definitely looking to say this is why we're going to be better.
Well, do you know how like AMD and Intel, like whenever they show a new processor, they go get the other side's best processor that they think they can beat in a side by side. They always do that. If I'm Phil Spencer and Stadia is at least available for them to try, I would get that on stage and be like, here's Stadia and here's xCloud. That's exactly what I would do. But yeah, that's their competition now. They want to be friends with. They're trying to get Game Pass on PlayStation apparently. So.
Yeah, because they know that PlayStation is going to sell 90 million consoles, every generation or whatever. And like, that's money in the bank if they can get Game Pass on there. But I don't think Sony's gonna be like, screw you guys.
No, they don't. There's no reason for them to do that unless all of a sudden somehow Sony doesn't sell 100 million systems. That's like this. It's a crazy state to be in, right? It's like, we better sell 100 million, this generation or it's a failure. It's like, man,
it's kind of how Sony operates, to be honest.
Yeah. That's true.
How about the crazy theories that people are throwing around on Twitter? All because Cuphead's on Switch, so that means Nintendo has to give Microsoft Splatoon.
Mario on Xbox One.
Like,
how Xbox?
How is this connection happening in people's minds? This isn't a reciprocal deal. It's Microsoft wants games on Switch. Nintendo's saying thank you. It's not, hey, we'll give you Cuphead if you give us Mario Odyssey.
I'll say we're like trading at like the lunch table here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand why people think this is happening.
No, that's not how it's one doesn't mind, the other one's selling a system. Basically, it's like, we're still selling a system. Bring your stuff over.
Like, I don't get it. I don't get how people were making these weird connections.
I think some of it has to be a little bit of trolling. Look, it just has.
Is it trolling or is it just stupidity?
I don't know.
I think Sean wants to answer that question.
I don't know, man. That's tough.
I mean, Splatoon was on the Mixer banner. That means, and it's on the Xbox, but that doesn't matter. If Twitch is on my Xbox and it shows somebody play Smash Brothers, it doesn't mean Smash Brothers is coming to Xbox.
Well,
I don't
does
get
it?
what people. I know it. I think it is. I think Smash Brothers is coming to Xbox and like.
Wow, is this an exclusive?
Yes.
It'll have less input lag. It'll be better.
Smash Brothers Ultimate Live Edition.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect any of Nintendo's stuff to show up on the Xbox. Nintendo is very protective of their IPs, but they're not protective of their eShop. So put whatever you want on there; it's fine. But yeah, no. Microsoft just wants to put their stuff wherever. They don't care. They're about the revenue, and they're going to make a lot of money from it. So why not? Why not? Although I don't think Halo Infinite's going to be on Steam. I'll tell you that. I think that's going to be a Windows Store exclusive.
It's going to be on the PlayStation 4 because it was on Mixer.
I don't think it's going to be on Steam. I think Halo Infinite's going to be on that supposedly fixed Windows Store. We'll see about that one.
I think Epic Store is going to cut a deal.
Epic Store is going to cut a deal with Microsoft over that, you think?
You got a large super chat.
David says, supporting the best live stream on YouTube on a Saturday night. Questions. Any thoughts on the updates made by Polymega this week? Did anyone order the Mega SG? And if so, what game will you test first?
So I'll talk Polymega. I have been following the Polymega. I actually reached out to them trying to get a review unit, and they like want to fly me out to California or something to check it out. I don't know. But I'm definitely interested in the Polymega. There are a lot of questions as far as legality of things, but you know, if it's a way for me to pop my discs in, my Saturn discs, my PS1 discs, and play them on my HD television, and it looks as good as the demo footage that we have seen has been looking, you know, I'm hopeful for it. You know, obviously there are some questions about it, but you know, I'm somewhat hopeful for it. And to answer the second part of the question, I did order a Mega SG. It's coming next week, but I think someone else has one in here.
Who has one? I don't know what you're talking about.
Piece of shit.
I was playing Sonic on it. It says not for resale though. I'll probably have a video out on a Monday. That's when the embargo, I believe, is up is Monday. So
we call the cops, not for
there
resale.
There you go.
Call the police on John.
Yeah, and people are posting pictures of it online anyway. So
jail wave.
Yeah. People are posting pictures on their Twitter of it anyway. Yeah, Sean, there's the slot for your Sega CD.
I see. I don't have a Sega CD.
Near, I don't have a working one. I have
a CDX, which is the all-in-one unit.
Oh, yeah. But it has an SD card slot on the side too. And if you remember what happened with the Super NT, you can actually load ROMs through that SD card slot.
Yeah.
They put a headphone jack on the front too. They put a headphone jack on the front too, Sean.
Oh, nice. Like the Genesis One.
I was about to say, Sean, you own a Sega CD, but I was like, look right next to your head and all these Sega CD games.
I have the CDX. I have the CDX.
So I can't comment on it yet, but I will make a. They want me to take it apart and everything, which I will, because that'll be fun. But I'll always make a video. I was playing, like I said, Sonic 2 and some other games. So, but there's also a game that comes on here that was never released as well. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
That. Yes. Oh, it comes with. Oh, Sean. By the way, it also comes with an adapter because it plays Master System games as well.
It comes with an adapter.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
For free.
Yep. Well, I mean, you know, it's in there. I mean, we pay for this.
Shit.
You know, but it's in there. Yeah, you should have it. It comes in the box. It's all in there.
Well, good, because I have a bunch of Master System games. I have the Power-Based Mini, but if I don't have to use that, that's one less thing I have to take out.
Man. 1080 60, man. 1080p 60 frames.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
What's your upload speed for the internet connection that you need to run it?
Yeah, right.
How many up and down you got, my man?
Oh, and I am using the what you call it, the 8-bit dough one, Sean.
I've heard some things about that though.
I bought one and then they sent me one, so I have two. But
I've heard it's a little.
I mean, it works. I was playing Sonic with it too. I haven't pulled it apart or anything. I might do that in a separate video to check it out, but it works. I don't know.
See, I was going to buy one to go along with it, but I have so many Genesis controllers. It's just like I don't really need it.
Yeah, I mean, I like that it's wireless. So,
yeah, I mean that's cool, but like in my game room, like my TV isn't very far, so I won't mind one wire.
Oh yeah, you'll be fine then. Yeah. Steven said, what might have missed it already. Everyone's odds on Banjo in Smash after Cuphead reveal 1 to 10. That was a super chat that was kind of with the conversation there with Microsoft and everything.
5 out of 10.
I'm gonna go a 7. I'm gonna say 7 on that one. I don't know anything about that because it's
50% or lower. 50% or lower.
Okay. Lost. Oh man, I wish no other Persona. Do you guys think Microsoft will remaster Lost Odyssey and port it to the Switch?
No.
Probably not. I mean, I would love if they did, but probably. I mean, that game's already really big anyway, and that game was like 3 or 4 discs or whatever.
4 discs.
Yeah. Because remember when I bought it, they had a stack, and then they also put one of those little like sleeves and put it in the side where the manual was.
That's how mine came. It came like with a stack in there, and they put like an extra sleeve and just kind of stuck it right there. I mean, that game would take a lot of reworking, man. It would just. It's a weird game just in general. First of all, the way that it was made, it was weird, and like who would work on it, like who would want. I mean, I don't know if Microsoft would be interested. And I love Lost. That's actually one of my top 10 games of all time, by the way. I'm
I'm
a
on- yeah.
huge
I'm on it.
Lost Odyssey fan.
I'm on it day one. They do that though. I'm on
Yeah,
it.
if they ever do that, I'm so down because the game is a bit of a slug to kind of get through, and it'd be dope on Switch. But yeah, man, I mean, I don't want to sit here and give anybody hope when it's probably not gonna happen, man. But I mean, if it does, I'm good. I would love to be wrong.
I'm on it though if they do that. So the state of play Monday, 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m.
Yes.
Pacific. They are going the Nintendo Direct route. Microsoft's doing some indie thing as well, but their inside Xbox stuff needs to kind of turn into a Nintendo Direct type thing as well. So, but state of play 5 p.m. Eastern. I'm looking forward to it. I like that they're also doing a seemingly Nintendo Direct, I guess, quick, fast. After seeing what they did at E3, where they were making people go between tents. Yeah, I'd much rather see this. So, what do we think about this, guys? The Nintendo Direct style seems to be.
This
pretty
is
much
exactly what I said on P podcast on Thursday. What PlayStation should do, and exactly what they probably are going to do. And this is exactly it. They're going to start doing this stuff, kind of following suit Nintendo, and follow that business model because they're going to always follow in the trend that works. When Nintendo's at the highest and doing great, they're going to follow what it does. And then during the time of the Wii U, they didn't copy because they didn't want to be like, oh, that's failing. But now they see Direct's work. They see that Nintendo is pushing forward. They want to copy that format. And if something's working, don't fix it.
I did get some information. I was told. Don't know if it's actually true, but one of the reasons Sony feels that one of the reasons why Nintendo games do so well in the long run is because of Directs. So
Okay, maybe more of a concise message and build up to a game.
Exactly.
Okay.
And it feels like you're focusing on them more, on the consumer more. So that was one thing that I did hear. So
okay.
So when Jordan talked about it, I was like, oh yeah, I think it's definitely gonna happen. They're gonna do some type of thing. Even one of their E3 presentations was like a direct. Remember when Monster Hunter was revealed?
Yeah.
It was pretty much a direct, right? It was
Sean Layton had to come out and be like, and this trailer. And this trailer. It's like, what do you do? Why are you doing that?
It was pretty much like a big direct, which that was one of my favorite E3s from them.
Yeah. It was hard hitting. It was quick. Yeah. Oh yeah. So PlayStation 4, PlayStation VR stuff. I don't expect PS5 stuff. I think Nate, you've even talked about this as well.
Yeah.
I don't know why they would even talk about it there.
I'm sure there's a YouTube account or a Twitter account or somebody or an article somewhere who is trying to hype up this state of play to be something revolutionary, and it's not going to be.
It was me.
I knew it.
It's gonna be
true.
I think it's gonna be mostly. I think we'll mostly see some announcements there for release dates, right? Like a Death Stranding release date, maybe, or a Last of Us 2 release date.
They don't have an E3, so they have to date their 2019 lineup. And I mean, have they even dated MLB The Show yet, or is there no MLB this year?
No, Bryce Harper's on the front.
Is he?
Yeah. They revealed it when he revealed that he was going to the Phillies.
Yeah.
Oh. All right. So I mean, you have to date Death Stranding, Ghost of Tsushima.
Nate, Nate, MLB The Show's out in 3 days, man.
Yeah, well, he has nothing on RBI.
I think they might still talk about it because it's Monday then, right? Yeah, so I think they might still talk about MLB The Show.
They might do one final push and be like, "Yo,
yeah,
go buy it."
Hype it with Bryce Harper, man.
They're gonna do PSVR stuff there as well. I don't really know I don't know.
How hard do you think they're gonna try and sell Days Gone real quick?
Pretty damn hard.
Yeah, they'll push.
Hey, don't forget about this. It's coming, guys. If only a couple weeks. Buy it.
They'll push it. Yeah, it's I'm looking forward to release dates. I'm hoping. What do you think comes out first? Ghost, Last of Us 2, or Death Stranding?
Last of Us 2.
Ghost. No,
That's
Last of Us
right.
2 is holiday.
I think it's going to go.
You think
Death
Ghost of
Stranding,
Tsushima is
Last of Us
coming out
2.
before
I think
the
Ghost of
holiday?
Tsushima is last.
Really?
Yeah.
I think Ghost is summer.
I don't think it's that soon. From what we've seen so little. I feel like Last of Us 2, even though we've seen little of that, has a higher chance of coming out first.
Okay.
Well, I mean, if we go based on Sony's usual approach, any game they date for the holidays is always delayed to the next spring. So we'll probably get Death Stranding as a September, October release. they'll say The Last of Us 2 is supposed to come out during the holiday. It'll get delayed till March, and then for some reason, Ghosts will all of a sudden become like a PS5 launch game.
I think Last of Us 2 has a good shot in October.
Sorry.
All right then.
Evan put something funny in the chat.
Oh, sure. Oh, sure.
I haven't seen someone laugh that hard at someone saying something in a long time.
Oh man, it's gonna be interesting. I want to say Death Stranding's first, but Kojima is really bad at releasing games on time at all. So maybe Last of Us 2 really is their next game really a holiday release of Last of Us 2? Maybe.
If Death Stranding isn't coming out this year, then that's just bad.
I mean, yeah. I mean, he was talking with marketing people. I feel like it's almost ready to go, but I mean, they have to have something for the end of this year. It's one of those three, most likely.
Yeah, I still think the release lineup would go Death Stranding, Last of Us 2, Ghost.
I could see Ghost being a 2020 release in the spring, like in April. Or like how Days Gone is, I guess.
Yeah,
I could see that.
I think that's the last like actual like one of the last few PS4 games.
So is there any third party or first party announcements? Because there was a rumor that they do have a studio they're working with to put out a PlayStation 4 exclusive that's not announced yet, like a second party. Do you guys think like we could see the Demon Souls remastered that was rumored for like how long now?
I mean, that seems like a wasted release for the PlayStation 4.
Well, there's also, I mean, you could also, see like a FromSoft game there. You never know.
Stuff I kind of heard through the grapevine that should be at this presentation is how am I blanking on the name?
Crash.
It's no, not Crash Team Racing. You'll see Crash Team Racing stuff at PAX. But what was what's the other game they're bringing back that's a Sony exclusive?
Medieval should be
Medieval,
there.
yeah,
Medieval
there'll be some surprises with that there. I'm pretty sure
there should be a release date for that there.
I hope so. That game's been teased since before Spyro was announced, and it's
the PlayStation experience. He wore the shirt, and that was our one announcement.
Basically, the conference or the direct, whatever the hell it is, it's just going to be what they had for the retailers meeting. What's it called? Inside PlayStation or the PlayStation Experience, whatever they had like a month ago.
Yeah,
where they show their lineup for 2019 to retailers so they can get marketing and everything done, and we're just going to see those games with release dates.
Someone in the chat said Infamous 3. As much as I'd want that, Sucker Punch is busy.
Yeah,
they have to get Ghosts out, but I would love Infamous 3 or an actual Infamous 3 or Second Son, something like that, a spin-off type thing. Be fine.
Yeah, I think Death Stranding will definitely be there in like full force. One of those weird, crazy trailers, and probably some PlayStation VR stuff that none of us know what they're going to add to it. And honestly, probably about 10% of the people will actually play. So should be interesting though. Should be interesting. I said FromSoft because I'm curious where their new game's going to get announced anyway. So
someone said Killzone 4.
I don't know if Killzone's
I know. I'm pretty sure it'd be cool to see like Killzone continue, but I'm pretty sure that whole team is really hard working on the next Horizon game for PS5.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I also don't think Final Fantasy VII Remake is going to be there because I think Square's saving that for E3 for their own showcase.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think that'll be there either. It'd be cool, but I don't know. I mean, Kingdom Hearts is out now, and that's what they kept saying. As soon as Kingdom Hearts is out, we can do it. But I don't know. I don't know if that's going to actually happen there. I feel like that's E3. So that'll be interesting, but we have to wait till Monday night to see that. Let me ask Sean a question. Sean,
go on.
I annoyed a company the other day, and they were kind enough to send out an email and update everyone on the Atari VCS. So at least it sounds like they're, I guess, doing something with it. Apparently, the new CPU and stuff's going in a delayed to the end of the year. You were one of the ones who said, I don't even know if it's going to come out this year, and you might be right at this point because they said end of the year, and it's probably going to fall to 2020.
People think that Google Stadia is pointless. What does that make the Atari VCS? We're putting in a new AMD processor into this thing that's got all these gigawatts and gigawatts, and it's like, you're playing like Tempest. You haven't shown any games outside of an Atari collection of 2,600 games. Why do you need this extra power? Extra power for what? There's no games. Like there's no games. It's a console without games. It's amazing to me. And you know what the sweetest part of it, the sweetest berry that we have been given from the tree known as the Atari VCS is that finally even diehard people that believed in this project, that were crucifying me in the comments when I made my videos over a year ago on the VCS, they're finally starting to come around and be like, you know, maybe this doesn't make sense. I mean, they didn't even go to Indiegogo to update people first. They went to Medium first and then went to Indiegogo. So you're not even telling your backers, the people who funded this project, about what's going on. You're going to medium.com first. Like that's shady as hell to me. There's been like no updates on the thing. They've been radio silent on their damn Indiegogo page. Like it's disgusting.
Dude,
Well,
listen.
I'll make a video 4 weeks from now, and we'll get an update from them. Don't worry.
Guys, listen. Remember when Nintendo first showed us Tokyo Mirage Sessions? Look at how the product turned out. Remember Shin Megami Tensei Cross Fire Emblem? And it turned out what you expected, right?
Yes. Everyone knew it was going to be a pop idol, J-pop RPG
Just because you go
with
radio
Persona vibes.
Just because there's radio silence for 3 years, that doesn't mean the product's going to end up being bad.
Yeah,
Come on, have some faith.
Stadia, whatever the friggin' piece of crap is called, may be useless. I mean, Atari is just a scam.
Yeah, I had to at least show them that I ordered one, and I didn't even show that I ordered a controller, because I never told you this, Sean. They sent us emails asking if there was anything else we wanted to buy from them at one point. And I was like, well, I guess I should get the controller too if I'm going to do a full review and everything. So I ordered that as well. And then they sent us stuff if we want to enter for a contest and all. They've sent us emails about everything but like the actual system.
That's disgusting.
That's why eventually I was just like, let me make a video, see if I can get them to say anything about it. And they did. So there you go. But I'll be
believe if you didn't make your video, would they have said anything?
I don't know, because that write-up was like 2 minutes long, like, and it hit different. Like it seemed like they hit post real quick and then went over and hit post again real fast, you know, because it showed up on Medium, but like an hour before it showed up on their Indiegogo. So yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if they would have or not. The timing was very odd. If that was a coincidence. It was like a massive coincidence.
Yeah, that's too big of a coincidence. Because you put up the video and then I was like, oh man, I can't believe they delayed it. And you were like, wait, what? And I was like, yeah, they just fucking delayed it when we were talking on Twitter. And you're like, oh shit, now I gotta make another video.
Yeah. Like, oh man, that was So I don't have much faith in that project, and I have some money tied up in it, so that's great. But if they do you know what, if they don't have any update on shipping information by, what do you think, August, September?
I'd say September.
Yeah, September, I'll make another video and we'll see if we get them to say anything.
I wonder if they're going to be at E3. Like, people inherently think because I talk shit about the system, like I want to see it fail or something. It's like, no, if the thing is cool when it comes out, like I'll buy one day one. Like, I don't care about that. Well, it's just very odd how all these updates have just sort of been, you know, just very minimal, and they still haven't shown any games for it.
That was my issue, was that they didn't go to GDC, they didn't go to CES at all, despite saying that the industry is excited about this at CES. And the only thing I could find at CES was a Pong table that Atari showed up with. They skipped that on GDC. I think they have to show up at E3 with a working prototype to show it, because they haven't even shown that yet. And
yeah.
Like, I don't get it. It's like why they should be making the biggest push ever towards their release right now, attending everything they can.
Yeah, when you think about all the companies that were at CES, I didn't even think of that Atari was not at CES. And you have, you know, smaller companies there. You have companies on the rise. Like, how much fucking publicity did Arcade 1-Up get out of CES with their Mortal Kombat thing? Like, that blew up huge for them, and now they're, you know, it's crazy. It's crazy that you wouldn't be at these things.
Yeah. So we'll see if like I said, if we don't have any meaningful updates by August to September, you know, we'll look into them again and see what's going on there. So should be good. And I guess we'll finish up tonight with Persona 5. Now we got a Persona 5 announced. This was after the anime, right? That had aired.
Yeah.
Okay, and it aired, and it was Persona 5 The Royal, and it appears that, I mean, it's kind of them hinting at another announcement, right? So they told us about the announcement in March. We get to this announcement. Now they're saying another announcement for next month, and they showed us a trailer of a female character that a lot of people are assuming might be playable or might be an enemy character because the way she talks about the Phantom Thieves.
The way that they announce games is just trash. Can I just they announced in December. They said there's an announcement for March, and they said, oh, now we have there are announcements of announcements. And the way that they announce games is just, this is the worst. I don't know why Atlas does this. I just want to put that out there. I can't stand it, the way that they announce games.
It's so that was an interesting thing to see. Now we're pretty sure after the first trailer that showed Persona 5 R was going to be a PlayStation game. Some people actually thought it'd be like a PlayStation VR game even, but PlayStation 5 game. And the thought, because people are still talking about a Switch version, there's that Persona 5S that apparently is a trademark as well. But I think they've trademarked at this point like every letter of the alphabet after Persona or something, which is funny. But people are very doubtful now, Nate, of Persona on the Switch.
I don't know why.
Because Persona 5R isn't a Switch game.
But there was talk leading up to this that this probably wasn't going to be related to a Switch announcement. It was more than likely to be a PlayStation 4 version, a new version of Persona 5 for the PlayStation 4. So this announcement doesn't really, change anything.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
I just messed with it.
I mean, I even said on this probably like a month ago. Even if Persona 5 is to come to Switch, Sony and Atlas will probably have some sort of marketing deal in place that the PlayStation version will still either have the main marketing push, or they'll have the first announcement or some exclusive content. And then the Switch version could just be vanilla Persona 5, but portable.
Yeah. Probably, I was trying to figure out when they would announce it. I was thinking E3, but at this point,
it's whenever. It'll
whenever.
Probably be when, if Atlas wants to announce it tomorrow in a magazine, then that's what they'll do. Yeah,
they'll tease it in like 4 separate announcements before it, and then they'll do it. I wouldn't. Don't be surprised if it shows up. So yeah, we'll say that.
I mean, Joker and Smash otherwise makes no sense. Like where we put it, we got free marketing in Smash Brothers for a PlayStation 4 release. Yes, because that's what Nintendo would do.
I am trying to look at this Persona 5 the Royal, and I guess they're not going to do a patch for the current one. I guess they're just going to sell how much of a new game do you think it's going to be? Because are they just going to resell it again for $60 to us?
I mean, it could be a Torn of the Golden Country type of situation.
Okay.
Where it's literally a new, you can put 50 hours into this game, if you do everything, but it's like maybe 20 to 30 hours. Maybe it's not as big as, so maybe it's not $60. Maybe it's just like $40 for this. So it could be a Torn of the Golden Country type of situation.
So I want to, at least say this, Nate. You were doubted pretty heavily when you said Castlevania was coming to the Switch in some way.
Yeah, and all of a sudden a collection of Castlevania comes to the Switch.
I got destroyed too, by the way. They were trying to take both of us down.
They all because Symphony of the Night came to the PlayStation 4.
Anytime it was brought up, your name would get brought up, and they'd call both of us frauds.
Yeah, what happened? What happens 3 months later? Oh, look at this! It's like 8 Castlevanias coming to the Switch.
So I'm
eat your Grinch leak, doubters.
I was gonna bring that up too. So like I said, I'll wait and see on the Persona stuff because Nate was talking about it. So I'll give him the benefit on that one.
Some things, like the great Gabe Newell says, good things take time.
Okay. Like Scalebound, right?
Sure.
Jesus. We did miss a piece of news though. I'm a little disappointed.
What's the piece of news?
The Sega Ages collection virtual racing has 8-player local split screen, and it has online racing, and it's the arcade version. That's a big deal.
Absolutely.
Okay. How
to who?
I talked about that in the video, Sean, but I thought it'd be really funny to see the 8-player split screen on handheld mode.
Oh my god.
That is going to be awesome. And I'm going to buy the game just for that, just to try it.
Oh, I'm buying that, dude. I'm hopefully I get a damn review copy so I can play it early. But yeah, 8 players locally. It's the arcade version, and it has online racing. Like that's a big deal because Sega arcade games, you know, they're kind of forgotten about. So if this is the first of many, like that's legit.
Well,
Does it have 8-player online?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. When does the Wake Me Up when the Dreamcast stuff starts showing up?
Okay, Sega arcade stuff was arguably its best.
Hey, I need some Jet Set Radio on there.
That's true.
Drop it on there. Then we'll talk. That'd be cool. I think they are going to do that. By the way, I think we'll get some Dreamcast stuff on there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's gonna be neat when that happens too. That's gonna sell. That's gonna sell insanely well. Whatever the first Dreamcast game is, which actually no, I shouldn't say that because there were some bad ones. But
you know what the first game is gonna be.
What do you think it's gonna? You think it's gonna be Sonic Adventure?
Yeah, yes.
Oh,
Everyone buys Sonic Adventure now. I think it'll still sell well just because it's a Dreamcast game. People will be all over it.
that game did not age well.
If it's
not that bad,
Sean, if it's
controls like shit,
dude, if it's Jet Set Radio, they might sell 1 million copies of Jet Set Radio on this one.
I could see it being well. If it's not Sonic, I could see Crazy Taxi or Jet Set Radio.
it should be Skies of Arcadia.
Skies of Arcadia. It should be Skies of Arcadia. Damn it. That's
I'd be
never.
Can they do Crazy Taxi with that Offspring soundtrack?
No, the subsequent one that came out on the Xbox Live Arcade didn't have this.
That like made it back in the day, man.
Yeah, I mean, just player switch in handheld mode and just play an MP3 or something.
That's a good point.
They just lose the rights to those songs.
I don't know how that really works. It's kind of like in wrestling. Like if you watch no, seriously, if you watch the WWE network and you watch like older Raws and shit, like when the Undertaker had the American Badass song by Kid Rock as his theme song, it's all dubbed over with something else because they didn't own the rights to the music and like something lapsed with it.
You lose the license after a while. The same thing like with Daria. Like when you go back and watch the old the DVD set, it's like it doesn't have any of the old music from like the show.
I don't know why this reminded me of this, Sean, but you remember the old wrestling games, right? The PS1 and the N64 wrestling games.
Of course.
For some reason, my friend had like a PlayStation 1 at the time, and I had a 64. And I remember back then the music and the Titantron stuff on the 64 version were slideshows and terrible sounding like 8-bit things. Like
they were terrible.
And I was so annoyed at that. And I look back and I'm like, oh yeah, cartridge sizes. But it was really funny because they had like good sound and like video and stuff. And I was like, this is futuristic.
Yeah, because like they had a couple of the games were on both systems. Like WCW Nitro was on both the N64 and the PS1. And like the PS1 had like each wrestler had their own like little video thing where they would like do like a little promo, and then on the N64 it was just like no thank you.
Let me go through. So everyone's still thinking Persona on the Switch possibly this year then.
I mean, nothing about today's announcement makes me doubt it.
Okay.
I mean, if Atlas like flat out came out and be like, "This is the only announcement we have," I'd say, "Okay, well." Instead, they're teasing another date for more information related to Persona 5.
Okay, fair enough. Let me go through here to finish up the super chats. Evan, do we have any more Discord questions left?
Oh, we got a couple, yeah.
Okay, let me go through these and then we'll do those. Ryu Cage says Arc Survival on Stadia, the true test. I mean, if they can get over...
Can't be any blurrier than the Switch version.
Can't be any more delayed either. That's such a bad game on the Switch. They wanted $50 for that thing. Lycon says, that was the Xfinity, 2 unlimited plans. K19 says those unlimited plans is a mathematical equations that predicts how much data an average family uses. So like I said, it's like a hidden cap. It's like a soft cap that they don't actually reveal to you until you like hit it. Game says Mega Man Legends 3 and RE Engine tell Capcom. Yeah, I just want the next Mega Man Legends game, and we were so close to actually getting it. And they canned it. Lycon says I'm getting the Cadence of Hyrule soundtrack. Are they they're selling that separately, I assume. Maybe.
Oh,
I was gonna say maybe. I don't know. I don't know if they are. K19 says my last physical PC game was Ori. I don't know if it's a code. I kept it sealed because it's the it's the definitive edition. I assume it's just a code.
Yeah, it's probably just a code.
Yeah, because they stopped shipping like DVDs and stuff with those forever ago. Just because games are huge now, they don't want to put it on Blu-rays. The Fool says Fusion Frenzy coming to the Switch. Oh, I remember
that was a fun game.
It was
both of them.
The original Halo had a demo for it back in the day. I remember we used to play that all the time. It was so funny.
That's how I played it.
I'll take a Fusion Frenzy 3. I don't think everything needs an old port or a remaster. I think we can just move on to a 3.
That would be fun. That'd be fun. That's like, I mean, that was kind of like their Mario Party back then, and it was pretty fun. It was good. I mean, honestly, the way Mario Party kind of is now, that if they had good online for it, they could actually have a good game there. Steven Sullivan said, might have missed it already. That was the Banjo and Smash. Everyone was about 50% on it. So, no other Persona says, do you guys think Microsoft will remaster Lost Odyssey? We talked about that. Sakon 10 asked, did you get a review code for the Power Rangers game, Sean?
Nope.
Okay.
Never heard from him.
That's out Tuesday, by the way.
Crayola Crayons the game.
And you have to pre-order if you want the Green Ranger skin. And so I might have to pre-order, because like if I'm gonna play the game, I need the Green Ranger skin. Like,
I mean, it's just the skin though. You don't get to like play the actual blade flute or anything. It's just,
I don't know.
They should HD the Power Ranger Game Gear game.
I've never even played the Game Gear one. I played the Super Nintendo one.
I played the Game Gear one, but the damn batteries would die before I could beat the game.
Yeah, I played the Game Gear one, but the Super Nintendo one was good. It was on the same engine that they used for the Gundam one, the Gundam fighting game.
I like the Super Nintendo Power Rangers. I used to play it all the time at my friend's house.
The movie one was pretty good too. I
remember the movie one. Yeah, I remember the movie one. That one was cool. That was like a beat 'em up.
Yeah.
Will McConnell asks if anyone's reviewing Ace Attorney trilogy on Switch.
Maybe. I played the hell out of the first two. I never played the third one though.
Cool. I might check it out. I really never got into the Ace Attorney stuff, but I might actually check it out here.
They're awesome. At least they were awesome. I'm sure it's aged pretty decently, but
I don't think they changed the formula a lot though. So
yeah. Rexol says party people. And then this is a good one. And then
I don't know why I found that so funny.
It's just the casual party people.
It's party people.
And then Nenny says, shout out to Spawnwave. Love Newsways every day. Keep up the awesome work. What do you guys think of Cuphead in Smash? I think it could be an assist trophy.
Yeah, at the least.
Yeah,
I think
he needs to be in more one game and
Cuphead and Mugman.
Yeah, you can be like an assist trophy, like Shovel Knight.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I think that'd be the best. I don't think they get dedicated characters though. I could be wrong, but I think an assist trophy would work. I think it'd be cool. Yeah, let's do an assist trophy. They really want him in there, so. Do you think Cuphead gets an amiibo at some point?
That'd be cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Maybe do like a collector's edition.
Dude, you might see just people who don't even have a Switch or Nintendo product just buy it just because, like, who are fans of Cuphead on the PC or like on the Xbox. Be interesting. Evan, Discord questions. You want to hit us some before we finish up here?
Is it okay to sneak in some gaming at a 9-to-5 job? And if you have, what games have you usually done?
I used to sneak in YouTube work at a 9-to-5 job. What are you talking about?
Same thing for me, my man.
Right?
Same thing for me.
We used to play games when we were supposed to be testing systems, though.
Yeah, but
Windjammers, man.
That's because we were testing. Well, yeah, that was a whole separate thing. But we would test systems by playing the game on it.
Yeah,
it's always a good excuse.
We play Windjammers though occasionally.
I did sneak in some Smash Brothers one time when I was at my job. I snuck in some Smash 3DS. Used the bathroom for like 15 minutes.
When the Switch came out, I was still at my day job. So like it was great on the weekends because it was very slow. So like there would be like tons of downtime. So I would knock out games while I was working and then go home and then film my review of it. So
wow, nice. All right, there you go. What's the next Discord question now?
Did you ever get your Soldier Boy console, not the Amazon one? You said no, right? Like
he actually refunded. He refunded me though.
Yeah, I think that refunds sound like they started to go out to everyone.
I sent him a message and I was like, look, if you're not going to ship this thing to me, just refund it. And then like 3 days later, he refunded it. So there you go. I don't think he ever shipped it, to be honest. But you can buy it on, well, you could. I don't think it's on Amazon anymore, but you might as well buy it on AliExpress. So yeah, I don't know about the rest of his products, but that one he never shipped. So, any other questions, Evan?
There was a Nintendo Life Labo VR video that showed off something similar to like VR Mario Maker. I guess it's just a thoughts on it question. It's a very
Okay, yeah, this is they're doing that Toy-Con Garage thing, but for VR instead of just like where you just try to build or make a game. It's gonna be in VR. I like the idea of it. I would like them to make it so you could share it online. I think that'd be cool. But I mean, we're getting some crazy stuff in VR. Honestly, the people who went and did it were actually kind of surprised by it. So
I have a question though. Like, I just want the camera set because I think the camera set is the most interesting. I like the little thing where like you look underwater and shit. It reminds me of Endless Ocean, and I loved Endless Ocean 1 and 2 on the Wii. Like those are guilty pleasure games. Now, do I have to buy like the whole variety kit?
No.
Or is there a kit just for the camera?
There should be a
starter kit.
Yeah.
$40 comes with the camera, and I think it's the camera and
It's not bad.
which
Aren't
other one?
Aren't all
Is
the
it?
base kits like 3 each, or were they 2 each?
well,
I
you
think
can
it's
also
2 in the starter kit, and then the main one is.
you can buy the expansion separately too. So either way, you can
Okay.
check it out.
Well,
I don't remember what's in the starter. I know it's the camera. and-
Here's what I would do, Sean. Okay, get the base kit. Make sure you can get it together and everything. Everything's fine. I'm just saying, like, make sure everything goes together for you, and then get the camera if it's separate. Because the way I saw it was that it locks into the whatever device you're going to use.
All right, so the starter for $40, you get the camera and the bazooka.
Oh, there you go.
Oh shit, yeah. Okay,
There you
I'm
go.
down. I'm down with that for $40. Okay.
Oh no,
There you go.
wait, you get the goggles and the bazooka.
Well,
You
how do you
gotta
get
buy the camera separately. You gotta buy the
I
camera
think
separately.
the camera looks like it's in the other pack.
Son of a bitch!
It's like I think it's $80.
Yeah, no way, dude. I'm not buying. I'll buy the $40 one.
You got to make sure you can put it together, and then like I said, they sell the camera one separately.
I mean, that's fine.
Yeah, so then you could probably just go pick it up off store shelf or something.
Okay.
Aren't you doing like a charity
Shut the
stream
fuck
of you
up.
trying to like put together the bazooka and everything?
I'd
That's
rather just have my friend Russ do it.
That's
for
what
me
we
and
should
save
do,
me
though,
the-
man. We
Help
should.
charity.
Yeah, we should get Sean the variety kit and have him put together each one, and he's got to do it before he has like a
Well, they
certain
have
amount of time
those,
or something.
I want to do the one where it's like if we do that, I want it. What's the one where it's like you don't even give me the money, you just give it directly to the charity? What's that thing called?
Oh, is it Extra Life?
Extra Life. Yeah, I that way it's just easier because
Let's do that around Extra Life when they actually, because they do a whole drive. Let's get Sean like the full kit. We'll get him like the
Okay.
big kit and
Bet.
be like, you got to put them all together. The chat can help you, right? We'll get a camera over your shoulder and we'll get a camera right in front of you, and they can look at both, and they can try to help you put them together. And then by the end of it, they're all done. Basically, it's like a long stream, and as soon as they're all done, you're good.
You say
Yeah.
they're all
I'll
done,
go to
but like
Connecticut, and every half an hour he doesn't succeed. I get to knock it out of his hand. And I'm like dismantle it.
no, legit, I'm down with that. Like,
Yeah?
the full kit. Yeah, we could do that. Like, I want to actually have some time to enjoy the thing and fuck around with it. But yeah, whenever that they do their thing, I'm down for sure.
Well, here's what I'll do. We'll get, because you never had the variety kit, the first variety kit. With the
No, I
piano.
only had the robot one.
Perfect. So that's what we'll do. We'll
Okay.
get you that, right? We'll have that brought over, and that's what you got to put them all together, because I put the piano together and actually wasn't terrible, but it did take a bit of time. So like I think you'll be able to do it. The robot was pretty difficult, I'll admit that. So I think you'll be fine with it. It'll just take you a little bit of time, and the chat can help you out and stuff. I think it'll be fun, and it'll be good Extra Life charity event.
Yeah, no, I'm totally down for that. That'll be fun.
Cool. All right, I think that'll work. Any other Discord questions, Evan?
last one. What does Spawnwave's name mean? What are its origins? Where did it come from?
Evan figured it out.
Yeah, I mean, you basically just sent me a message on Steam one night. You're like, what should we call the channel? I said Spawnwave, just because we wanted it to be a news channel, and the idea was just massive amounts of information coming at you at all times.
Yes.
Sort of like a Spawnwave in any kind of real you versus a ton of things game, like a horde mode.
There you go. Easy enough. I guess that's all the Discord questions and everything, Evan.
Yeah, that's everything.
All right, we're good here. Let me go around here. Sean, where can they find you, man?
You can find me at RGT85. Tomorrow I am uploading my Unravel 2 video. talking about Unravel 2, see if you should buy it on the Switch. Still working on the 32X book. Hopefully it'll be ready by the first week of June. That's sort of what I'm shooting for. Of course, things can always change, but I have finished all the reviews for all the games and stuff like that. So I'm working on unreleased stuff right now. As far as this week, we're going to take a look at, of course, all the crazy stuff going on, the Mindy's presentation with Microsoft doing their indie thing. Then, of course, the PlayStation event. Probably won't stream it, so watch SpawnWave stream, and then come over to my channel for the reaction afterwards. And then probably checking out some Final Fantasy VII. It's coming to the Switch this week, and I think it's time. It's been 20 years since I played the game, so I'm going to revisit it.
Okay. It's gonna be fun when that. Actually, yeah, it's out this week coming up, isn't it?
Yeah, someone in the chat just mentioned it earlier. They're like, "Oh yeah, Final Fantasy VII comes out this week." It's like, "Oh fuck."
Yeah, I'll grab it and check it out. I've played that game so many times too. Oh my gosh,
it's been over 20 years for me.
Wow, really, dude?
Yep.
Get it, man, get it.
Oh yeah, I am.
I'll be on it. If it's wait, it's probably the Steam version. It can't be any worse than that Final Fantasy IX version.
Yeah, I think it is the Steam version.
Okay, Jordan, where can they find you, man?
You guys can find me on YouTube, Jordan Fringe. I've actually been streaming a lot more on Twitch every night the past week. Twitch.tv/Jordan Fringe, Pokemon stuff, Switch games, bunch of random stuff.
That affiliate push.
Yeah, about to hit affiliate tomorrow night, so that'll be cool.
Okay, very cool. And then OJ, where can they find you, man?
Yeah, you can find me right here on YouTube, Player Essence, also on Twitter at Player Essence. I do a lot of live streaming on at this point, it seems, but I also do gaming news, do all sorts of stuff. So if you're into like Japanese RPGs, if you're into action games, Nintendo stuff, Fire Emblem, Super Smash Brothers, we literally give away Smash Brothers every week. Like we gave another one away, two copies today. Nice. So if you're into all of that, check it out right here on YouTube.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then Nate.
You can find me on Twitter at DirectFeedGames. From there's a link to my YouTube channel where I have direct feed footage of games that were either recently released or are upcoming releases. I actually have a lot of footage planned for this week, mostly of unreleased games. So that's something to look out for. And I have a comparison going up tomorrow. And I have the occasional discussion video, with my latest one being about Stadia and how it has some good qualities, bad qualities, and some really bad ones. So that might be of interest.
Cool. All right. And then Evan?
I'll just link it there. You can just follow me on Twitter whenever I stream or do a show or just anything happens. I usually post about it, so you can follow stuff there.
Yeah, you did most of that shirt on Twitch, actually.
Yep, and that one's, of course, in less than 2 hours going to be pulled off the storefront. It's going to be replaced with the standard edition. So a couple shirts there. I think a poster, die cut sticker. I'm still working on the design for the mug and the hoodies, so that should be a little later.
Cool. Okay, that'll work. There were 2 other super chats that came in actually while we were doing there. Rob said thoughts on Call of Duty Mobile and P5 Smash reveal.
Persona 5.
Smash reveal.
Didn't release that for Joker?
Oh, I guess just in general, just the reveal of it. Okay, well, COD Mobile, I guess you guys saw that, right? When they put out the press release and the trailer for it. It's been out other parts of the world, right? Now it's coming over to like the West and everything. I'm mostly curious about how Activision, if they do what they do in $60 games, what are they going to do in a free-to-play mobile game?
Oh, it's going to be a shit show.
They're selling people dots for like $2 on the console version. What are they going to do in the mobile version? I don't know. I mean, time stuff, stamina, who knows? As for the Persona 5 Smash reveal in general, I mean, I think everybody was shocked during the Game Awards show. But I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of people are leaning towards the Persona 5 coming to the Switch, is because of that. So it was exciting, though. I think everybody got caught off guard by it. So especially like OJ, you didn't think it was going to happen at all, right?
The what?
No Joker, just I guess Joker in general.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, they can still surprise us, man.
I didn't. But you never know. Now anything can happen at this point.
Oh, and then K19 said thoughts of Professor Layton and the Curious Village remaster on the Switch. It's been leaked on a localization company site.
Yeah, I heard about that. Those were kind of fun. I only played the first one, but I remember enjoying it somewhat.
I played. I think the first one on the DS, and it was kind of like it was a fun puzzle kind of game from what I remember. It's a remaster though.
I think it would just be upgraded visuals and shit like that. I can't imagine it'd be.
Yeah, because Phoenix, right? Like the Ace Attorney game, they like up the text clarity and everything like that. So maybe it's kind of like that where they upscale everything so it looks better.
Yeah, just something basic, I'm sure.
I mean, it's not shocking or anything to hear about that. It's probably going to be good anyway. So
they already said that they're working on it, though. That's the thing. They already said, yeah, we're working on ways to get it on Switch. So
yeah, so the announcement, so that leak wasn't really like, oh my
really
god,
leak.
it was. Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, I think people will be some people will be happy with those. So that's cool. All right, I guess that's it here. Thanks, Asiza, for the thank you there. That's gonna do it for tonight, and we'll be back next weekend, 9 p.m. Eastern time, Saturday night. I'll see you guys then.